Hello, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful evening here at Tranquillity at the Overwatch GOATS tournament here. I will be your play-by-play tonight, Aqua, joined by my color caster. Wait, color caster? There we go.
Directions are hard.
Directions are hard, yeah. We left is right, right is left. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously I was here for day one as well. I'm making my return, and I believe I'm here next week as well. It's gonna be a bit of a common theme for me, I think, getting used to goats still. We were talking in the bit of the setup that, again, we've never really cast this before. It's a little bit unfamiliar, but the teams are slowly becoming more and more used to us. We're slowly becoming more and more used to the game. I think it's fun. I'm really enjoying it overall. It's, I don't know, a lot more hectic, I think, than we're used to nowadays. But there's also this kind of familiar flow with it all of like, okay, well, if they used the Shatter and they didn't get blocked, they'll try and beat it. If they use the Grav, they'll try and use Transcendence. If they overlay their ultimates with the support line, it's probably bad. And we just go from there, you know, it feels good.
Something's bound to happen. It's GOATS. You just don't know if it's going to be good or bad, right? Especially since we are starting on a Overwatch 2 map of all things of Samoa. pretty standard GOATS from everybody as well, so nothing, no special variations. Both sides are walking onto this platform here. We see both bulbs coming out from both Zaryas. Flumps immediately finds Strath off the rip. It looks like Kirby's about to die as well, getting separated from the rest of the team, and that looks to already be the fight win for Goobus starting off this first map.
I mean, I don't want to say it was necessarily mismanagement because both teams were bubbling at the same time, but if one is able to find the value off the back of it and then isolate the Reinhardt, Midwest Monsoon did have the opportunity to try and keep that fight going a little longer, but you know, getting the point cap in and starting to build up a percentage is going to be much more valuable for them. I'm curious to see where they want to hold this, because GOATS famously is just mash face into enemy, play every corner as aggressive as possible. So yeah, they're not even going to bother with Bridge, they're just going to take a fight in this tight.
We do see though that Kirby goes immediately for the Shatter. Zungi is going to be looking to at some point use Grav, but beat comes out by Clarity. The Flumps dies in the process. Nuke comes out by Hades. And here comes the grab by Zungi. And it's going to get two people out as Vortex goes for the Trank. And as the fight transitions over to the point. But it looks like that Midwest Monsoon is going to be able to push back with another nuke, because Hades is going to be looking to nuke as well. It might be bugged, but it looks like Midwest Monsoon is going to be looking to win this fight again.
Yeah, code's a little buggy, so it'll show that little icon forever, but no, there is no more nuke. Vortex pulling the Transcendence there is... I mean, you're already down 2. At that point, you've got to accept, okay, we weren't going to win that. We don't have a sound barrier now going into the next fight either. Midwest Monsoon have their own Transcendence to counteract Zungi's Grav that they're going to come up to. Flunks has to land a decent Shatter here, but Strath also has to hit a decent Grav. You can go in with Rally. You want to be activating it around now. If you want to start pushing in Goobish, you're 70%. But if they don't pull it soon, it may be that Xenobox just gets immediately exploded already at half health. That's scary when your Brig is your win.
Yeah, as you say that, Rally does come out by Zandbox as Flumps finds the Shatter, and the Grab comes out by Zungi, as well as with the Trank by Mookie as well. As Mo follows in the process to it, Zungi's going to die though, but it looks like the Goobus' backline is just going to be completely torn apart by a USSR bot, as this is going to be looking to wrap up sub-map 1 in the favor of Midwest Monsoon.
I do think that Xenobox holding the Rally for a little bit too long there means that the armor health doesn't build up in time to make sure that no one dies to the Earth Shatter that comes down. Moe just falls, gets exploded. You can see all of the health bars go incredibly low. Rig Rally operates so differently now, where you don't really want to use it until you're in the mid-fight so that you can have that sustain tool. But back in GOATS, you have to have that armor build up already there to a certain extent before you're pushing in, because otherwise all it's doing is healing and not giving that incredible damage reduction that the armor health provided. That damage reduction is the really key thing that made Rally so strong, and if all it's doing is restoring white health, you're not getting the full value from it. So you need to be building people up to 50, 75, even the full 100 before you push it. It's why you want to call it a little bit earlier, okay, we want to go in here, now we pop Rally, let it build for a little while, and now we go in. That alongside the bash is just all of Brig's management on the micro has to be so clean to make sure that you're finding value. Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to get hit by an Earth Shatter, someone's going to get flattened, and in a 5v6 in Goats, it's just going to be an ult fight that you don't have the advantage.
Right, we do see Goobus go straight for the point while Midwest Monsoon takes this little underpassing here, looking to maybe do a counter rotate. Goobus like flip map on them. Bit of a slow process, but Coral Raven is going in from behind as Midwest Monsoon is able to create a great pincer and completely force Goobus off of the point entirely.
I think just playing these tight chokes is going so much in the favor of Midwest Monsoon. Goobus are coming up on ultimates already, but Midwest Monsoon will have an Earth Shatter and a beat to match. If they can try and like build rally before USS Robot, they might have a win condition. But it looks like
Big
Midwest
shatter,
Monsoon
though.
have recognized it. They want to go fast.
Yeah, Cool Raven is able to capitalize off the big shatter as USSR bot takes out the rival of Zeta on the other side. Trank does come out by Vortex, but it's just not going to be enough as Goobus' front line just completely collapses, and we are going to see the stagger onto Gerpy here.
We're gonna get even more. I mean, we're basically spawn holding at this point, but when you've got 6 up and no, okay, never mind.
Oh,
USS
no.
Robot gets a little over aggressive
no.
and ends up going down. You trade back Briggs, which is kind of the necessary thing, but now teams are investing ultimate. Krav and Shadow both coming out, the bomb to try and capitalize off it. You've got Vortex rather than Hades in the cumulative Grav bomb, and yeah, it is just going to be a full spawn hold. You don't have your Brig back yet from Midwest Monsoon, so they are going to have to fall back towards the objective, but honestly, for an ult trade fight, that's pretty much perfect. You couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, big scary though. Vortex is switching over to the Ana, surprisingly enough. Probably just looking to farm Nano here and maybe get a fat ante, but I don't think that's going to be necessarily their win condition. We are going to be looking to see what ults come out first as Mo goes in with the beat, matched by Clarity, but Zungi's going to find Gerpy in the process, creating an advantage for Midwest Monsoon as Grav and Beat come out for MM as well. I think that's probably going to be the map win there. I don't think this is going to be able to get a good touch off here.
I mean, they might be able to touch. They've still got this Grav to work with, but Midwest Monsoon, they still have all the armor health from USS Robot's Rally still in effect. Transcendence as well to make sure that they can just maintain this spawn hold. I don't think anyone from Goobus is even going to be able to break past in time. 99%, but no. Oh, yes, at the very last moment. At the very last moment, we get someone touching.
Wait, is it Mo? Who's cooking? I need to know. The Rally does come out by Catabox, but dies in the process. The Vortex as well. Who's on point? We don't know.
Who they got cleaning up?
They're cleaning up as well.
There we go.
Oh.
Finally, okay. Hades and Mo go down, and that is going to be the end of somebody. Really
Let
long
them
time to
cook.
uproot that Lucio Diva. An impressive stall there, considering it looked for a second like they weren't going to get to touch at all. But no, in the end, it is still just a little bit too much to overcome. Even if you find like. The risk of doing that is someone has to go and touch, right? But then you'll split.
Right.
So the full team can just break apart anyone who's still left alive and then go back to the objective. We do see Midwest Monsoon kind of panic a little bit and have that joint peel, but the fact that it took so long for anyone on the objective from Goobus to die is indicative that, yeah, they recognized, all right, we don't really have to uproot them yet. We can just keep killing things.
Not only that, it's just kind of a Goats moment of, I have more people, so I'm just gonna run you over. So
Yeah.
it's just classic Goats moment, if anything. But honestly, I'm very impressed by the touch. That was something completely unexpected. So
Fraction of a second.
like Black Flash, trillions of a second, like just got there.
I mean, okay, before we go to our next map, I do want to touch on, like, what do you think of this Ana pick? Because we did see this yesterday from, oh god, I don't want to get the team wrong, but from one of our teams, and they actually made it work. They made the Ana not, like, look fantastic, but they were able to play around the Nano Boost in particular as their engagement tool, as opposed to, like, the defensive utility for Transcendence really well. But do you think this is the kind of thing you should be doing when you're struggling to find footing in the first place, or does it just kind of spell maybe a little bit of a desperation move?
I think on certain maps it can work. Like it's, for instance, the next map we're going to, King's Row. I think it could work the Ana, but I think if you're switching off the Zen, I would rather just see the Moira for the Coalescence and damage orbs instead of Ana, because Anti isn't really going to be effective enough, and I don't think Nano is really enough there either. I think Ana's a good pick generally, but into as a GOATS pick, I think it's questionable.
I'm kind of almost of the opposite opinion, but maybe I just don't like Moira that much. In just so just so much that like where Discord at least gives you like consistent neutral damage, Nano Boost gives you that more significant damage boost at least like once a fight for a little while to try and turn it on its head. I don't know, I feel like Coalescence and the orbs, they help build ultimates quick and do a little bit of chip and sustain here and there, but as opposed to Zen and Ana that feel like they've got these fight turns in their pockets they can use if they want, Moira just kind of has to like rely on the team to be finding the value off the back of sustaining them.
I mean, they do have those fight win tools, but if you're not able to utilize them correctly, Moira is just really the safer option between the two.
That's
so
fair.
We do see that, again, we're on goats. Wow, who would have guessed? Goobus is going to be looking to rotate straight around right side of statue here, while MM looks to meet them immediately, pushing them back. Not much happening, looking to just build ultimates, but Xanabox just killed out of nowhere by Flumps. And that's going to be Goobus's initial push just gone.
I mean, we actually see it from the observer feed here. Srath all the way back means that your Zarya isn't able to use the personal bubble to tank any damage if your Rhine and your Brig get into too much danger. You want to be using these kind of like ally bubbles when you're plating back, and then once you've used it, walking your Zarya forward so that she can take the personal hits for herself and build up more of that energy. If all you're using is your ally bubbles and then you're playing super far back passively yourself, it means you've got one tank who could be absorbing all that damage who is not absorbing anything at all. And this is an interesting play.
We see Zungi and Coral Raven go for the weirdest dive I've ever seen. Mookie kills Vortexes, like Flumps finds a shatter in the theater. Just, what is going on? Zungi's ult gets eaten. Clarity finds Gerpy in the process, and that is going to be another one of Goobus's pushes just stops. The Trank?
No! Okay, well, I was just about to say that it's okay because at least they got out Shatter, Grav, Rally, Trance, right? They'll be going into this with so much advantage, but now they've used the Transcendence. All they've got is Rally as their support ultimate. You can grab Shatter if you want, but you were hoping you had a little bit more sustain to make it get there. Grav just
the Trank come out. We do see the Grav come out in the nuke as well, but it's just not going to be enough as Rally comes out by Xenobox. Shatter as well by Gerpy, but he's about to die, and we do see an even trade for USSR robot in the process, but Goobus might actually be able to win the fight here. Zungi gets a massive grab though, his Trank comes out as well, and B is given out by Mo, but Midwest Monsoon just has to give up the space here, and
I mean, aggressive
Transcendence. They're still pushing.
Yeah, I mean, Goobus, no, take all the space you can, right? You've got the advantage at the moment. Why not try and find as much as you can? The Reinhardt's now back. You've got Hades with Deep Bomb if needed to continue sustaining this fight. Shadow goes straight into a shield. You're getting nothing at all from that. Goobus building back up to more ultimates. There's Bomb. Srath has a grab. They want to try and combo the two at last moment. Grab does come out, but neither of them have found anything just yet. From incredibly low, the beat coming out from Clarity to try and cover for it. Zungi maybe going to try and turn this now. Gerpy down. You've got the grab available if you want to use it, but if you think you can clean this up now that the main tank is dead, why even bother? They capped first. They didn't turn around in time. You're pushing them back instead. You spawned. I didn't even see that. It was so fast. They forgot to touch.
What is going on? Midwest Monsoon is holding the spot as multiple ults have come out as well. They do have all their tangle limits as well. It's just like Goobus is looking to maybe rotate into this interior area. Flumps goes in, looks for the shatter, maybe he finds it. It's massive.
It's just craziness. Neither team wants to give up an inch, and I mean, I can't blame them really. They're just using their ultimates as they've got them, knowing they're going to build up quickly enough. But now we're back in the same position as before, where Midwest Monsoon, they've got an even tighter spawn hold than previously. What was this grab? Wait,
that was a grab? What?
Zungi grabs, I think, trying to get someone out of the spawn toss, but there's no one there to get caught it. That's one of your ultimates gone, but Goobus didn't have a response, so Mo dies, and anyway.
Xenobox gets separated as well, as Goobus' backline just gets destroyed. They only have Vortexes trying as a form of sustain. Rally comes out by USSR robot. The shatter by Flumps again. This is a certified GOATS moment. I don't know what's happening. Kirby's about to die. Gets killed by robot again. Crab comes out by Spray. And the spawn hold is not going to be broken, but Mookie is dead.
Goobis need to just acknowledge that they're in a position here where they can't keep throwing in like 1 or 2 ultimates at a time in response to Midwest Monsoon, because Midwest Monsoon's ult rotation is just going to be that much cleaner when they have such a tight angle here. They have to just build up to 6 and then try and go out that way. To every ultimate they use now, Goobis, where they don't have anything to just keep following it up with, they're just giving Midwest Monsoon even more time off this time.
As you say that, beat comes out by Mo, countered by Zhongi. Gerpy nearly dies, looking to maybe build Shatter here. Xanabox uses the rally, is looking to just push as hard as they can out of here. Diva Bomb comes out by Hades as Grav is taken out by Zhongi. Nobody has died yet, but Xanabox might be the first to go down as Trank comes out by Vortex. Hades is DMX'd though. Shatter by Flumps again. Did it get blocked? I think it got blocked as Gerby is going to be the first to die for Goobis again. And I think that's going to be the fight win, maybe? Yeah.
I mean, surely at this point, it's been going on for far too long. Goobis, I mean, Hades got DMX'd forever ago at this point, so you've just been down your Diva this whole time. And like I said, Midwest Monsoon, they used ultimates, but they've just ran 2 minutes, 3 minutes off the clock without even having to really give up any of the positioning advantage, and they've still got Rally, Grab, and Beat.
But both grabs have come out though now. Hades does eat Zungies though in the process. Gerby might have just gotten the pick that will open out the spawns as Zungi dies in the process. Xanabox goes down though as Vortex kills out Mookie. And the Goobis has finally broken. They've got it out of hell.
They finally done it at last. I mean, hey, they did have to use like 4 ultimates, and they didn't use, well, I mean, 5, there was the grab to start it off as well, but, you know, that's what we were saying, right? You just have to build up a huge ult bank and break that, because you're only got 30 seconds left now to get through the entirety of Street Phase, and Midwest Monsoon, they didn't have to use as much of their ult bank either. They've got Transcendence, and they've got that Diva Bomb to match, so if they just want to stall out for a really long time and deny that cap on 3rd, they can afford to play this slow. I think it would be a mistake for Midwest Monsoon to take this too aggressive when they've got all the space to work with.
Yeah, we do see both Diva Bombs come out. Cool Raven does find Mo though, so that's going to be initial in favor for Midwest Monsoon as we go into overtime. Massive shatter by Flumps, as that's going to be the entire fight they're fighting for in the process. Oh, Trank though.
I mean, yeah, there's the Trank from Vortex to just try and keep this payload contested. It's going to last for a few seconds, but it's not going to be long enough for everyone to get back. Mo was one of the first to die from Goobis and will return first as well. There's Vortex finally cleaned up, and I believe, yeah, no one else. 62.22 meters, and that will be all Goobis gets after some of the most aggressive second point spawn holds we have got to see in a while. That is GOATS, baby. It is back.
Certified GOATS moment. Okay, going back to when the spot hold first happened, you just have, I think we saw like at least 10 ultimates come out that fight, and then the point caps.
Oh my, the point capture after we like Midwest Monsoon, they start going back in. They're like, okay, they've got the ultimates. We're like, okay, they can stabilize here, they can re-aggress, and then they just forgot to touch the point in time. But it means that, I mean, it's similar to Archway, right? If you can just hold that spot above the spawn point, yeah, go for it. It is worth investing ultimates to do that, because you do get to just run all of the time bank down whilst maintaining that position. And if Goobis wants to break through, they have to use the ultimates, and then you've got the opportunity to hold Archway afterwards if you're able to get back in time. It is an incredibly powerful thing to go for, so I don't even think it was wrong for Midwest Monsoon to try and maintain that spawn hold and use the ultimates after the first point was lost. It just maybe caught them a little off guard that it had already come through that quickly, because it certainly did for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with its effectiveness. It did get them to a very solid OT in the end. We did get teased by Zungi a little bit with the Winston pick, but not happening. Very sad.
I mean, you can't have Ryan and Winston at the same time. I don't believe one main tank in the lobby at a time. So I think even if it was, we'd be seeing Flumps go away from the Reinhardt, which is not a change I'd be particularly fond of. I'm also not particularly fond again of Alzaria being so far away from the team. What are you going to do with your personal... Oh, the flank! Okay.
Oh, you are...
Surely not.
Surely not. We are already seeing the point be taken by Cool Raven, but is going to die in the process. Maybe? Nope. A liar. Aqua is a known liar, but Flumps instead is going to be killed, as that is going to be Goobis' initial pick to find the denial for Midwest Monsoon's first push here, as they already have 5 ultimates coming up. Oh my god.
I mean, both teams pretty much do Midwest Monsoon and not too far behind in their own ult bank. It's going to be the rally difference that's the key thing, though. USS Robot only 60% as Xanobox has already built it up. This is going to give Goobus a free fight when if they just acknowledge this and rally early as Midwest Monsoon decide to play around Hotel. There it is. They did it.
Here comes the rally, the shatter. What? A Trank comes out, so does B. A grab, a shatter? What?
I mean, both teams are just throwing all the ultimates they have to try and make this work. Goobas have acknowledged that they've tried to make this fight condition. So now, if they don't let it go, like, if they just let it slip through, they're going to lose out on first, which is absolutely not what they want to do. Midwest Monsoon, they realize, okay, well, we can just keep pushing this, keep forcing more ultimates out of them. They're low on health, and they're going to have to chill out. No, Junky's already down, and the sound barrier from Clarity doesn't save, comes up too late. You have to back out now. You have to acknowledge this is too far, unless you're going to give Goobas even more ult charge. Just leave it. Just don't give it. Don't
leave
feed
him
it to
alone.
them. Yeah.
Flumsk is farming these shatters like it's nobody's business, so already looking to come up on another one. So probably they're going to be looking to combo maybe Rally and Shatter here. We do see the nuke come out initially for Midwest Monsoon. The graph comes out in response by Stray, but 3 are going to be found by Goobus, as that is completely... They just get completely wiped out there by Midwest Monsoon.
Really
and
nice
they're still
from
gonna have a
Flum.
rally.
Yeah, I mean, maintaining the rally and the shadow that they didn't build up to is going to be fantastic. The counterpin from Flumps onto Gerpy to make sure that Diva Bomb found Elims is going to secure them first. Now in Street's phase, Flumps is on the wacky flank. Go on.
Let
You're
the
in the
rockin'
kitchen.
cook.
The cauldron is right there, okay? Bring it to boiling.
Here
Go
comes
on!
the shatter. It's massive. The Trank does come out missing Vortex by a millimeter. The shatter comes out in response by Gerpy as well. Diva Bomb comes out by Hades, and that is going to be the initial pick off of Flunks by Gerpy, as they're going to completely push Midwest Monsoon straight to the spawn doors, hopefully here.
You were expecting to get more from a flank shadow like that, but really good of Vortex to recognize that it was coming and just sightline it completely, come back in with the Transcendence to deny any kills. All of a sudden, the enemy Reinhardt from Midwest Monsoon caught completely in left field away from their team, just has to explode, and now Goobas are going to be the ones who flip it on its head. Midwest Monsoon are caught in this horrible trap from hell.
Wait, no, Gerpy already has another shatter as well. What is going on? Yeah, they're getting killed in their own spawn doors. They can't even leave.
Oh, on the stack onto the team as well, denying Coral Riv and any kind of remake. Switching over to the Winston and then back over to the... I believe that's a little bit of a rules moment, but we'll see if Goobas wants to pursue that at all. Either way, they've got their own rally armor still building up as Shungi goes for the grab, but it was so obvious. Come on.
Oh no, Gerpy might die here, but the Trank does come out by Vortex. What is going on? Rally does come out by USS Robot as Flumps finds Xana off the rip. Mo is maybe going to die here. Zhongi is looking for this weird cheeky little flank here. Beat does come out by Mo. Goobas looking to regroup as the Diva Bot comes out with the shatter as well, but it's not going to hit anything as Hades is going to be taking it out. Is going to be taking the USS Robot out with the nuke. The Beat comes out by Clarity as Gerpy is going to finally die here, and it looks like the Midwest Monsoon is going to be able to break the spawn hold.
At last. I mean, we saw most obvious grab get eaten, most obvious shatter get blocked. But at the end of the day, it is still an overwhelming time bank. In Midwest Monsoon, they've got 2 minutes now heading into Streets phase, where Goobas had 30 seconds. If they're willing to just hold close, they can draw this into 2 fights, build up 6 ultimates, just like Goobas trying to break out of their spawn hold, and just sink them all into last fight around overtime, where Goobas have no choice but to use them, and Midwest Monsoon can come in with as many as they feel like.
I'm scared Goobas is not going to be able to find the touch here.
I mean, surely. Not again.
Surely. Not again, hopefully. Hopefully we don't see another C9. We do not see the C9 as Trank does come out by Vortex. Shatter comes out by Flumps, and it's big again as the grab comes out. And that's going to be the win for Midwest Monsoon in a strong 2-0 showing.
I mean, the grab Shatter to just deny anyone from even being able to get forwards. It was very clean at the end there for Midwest Monsoon after a tentative moment of kind of just throwing ultimates to see what would happen, but eventually, yeah, they are going to be able to break through. They managed to cap first so much quicker than Goobus did, and so much cleaner that I think even against that spawn hold where Goobus, they looked like they were good, it just didn't look as clean and efficient as Midwest Monsoon's, and eventually once you get through it, yeah, you're going to be clean to just get through Streets phase. Goobus weren't able to push the payload particularly far. If they'd been able to get it to that last corner before you get to cap out third, maybe you'd have enough room to kind of kite back and play a few fights, but just that first corner after Archway is so difficult to hold that position because realistically in any fight plan, that's where you want to be backing up through anyway. You want to be planning around giving that space away and just utilizing it afterwards to retake it. You don't want to be thinking like, okay, we have to hold this horrible corner where our enemy get all of the advantage and there's so many different angles we have to be mindful of. It was a really difficult position for Goobus to find themselves in, and Midwest Monsoon taking the match. I mean, I believe they were higher in the standings, higher in the seedings. It's not the unexpected result to a certain extent, but it was good to see them employ such like efficient ruthlessness in terms of that spawn hold. That was a highlight moment for me.
Honestly, yeah, I do agree with you there. I also think the Midwest Monsoon generally had the stronger ult rotations when it came to
Yes.
those through the mid fight and like those after the first fight, like those early like mid like the early initiator ultimates. We will be going to a break now as we prepare for our next match of the night. So we will see you in a moment.
Maybe we won't. Maybe you'll see us now.
I Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Remember who you are. Smash that. Smash that. Over till tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Over till tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Remember who you are.
Hello and welcome back to the Tranquility Goats tournament for the off season. We are back on the stream with Unknown Neko Espresso versus Gang Squad 4. And Water, if you were watching the VOD of this, you stop. Just gotta slide in my friends real quick, don't worry about it.
Yeah, using Aqua and Water are friends, that's not surprising to me by any means. I mean, looking at this matchup, Gang Squad 4 versus UK and Neko Espresso, from what I understand, we don't have a huge amount of time to waffle on this. But both of these teams are pretty much the same in the standings for Group 2. UK and Neko Espresso currently at 3 wins, 4 differential. Gang Squad 4 at 2 wins, 0 differential. So for Gang Squad, this represents an opportunity for them to kind of like punch up a little bit, secure their position in that top 4, qualifying into next weekend. Obviously, teams only have a couple more matches to be able to do that in, so for them, this might represent a do or die moment. Whereas for UK and Neko Espresso, maybe they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. How would you feel?
As Gang Squad or Neko?
Either.
I'd feel pretty confident going into this as Unknown, given that they had just won the previous match. But Gang Squad does have some good people from the Mythos org that I know personally, so there may be some personal bias. Hello, Water. So I think I think, as you were saying, it is a 3-2 team versus a 2-3 team, like win-loss wise. So I think it could go either way for them, which would be really interesting to see what would happen like in round 6 if Gang Squad were to get the next win, and then it would just be a 3-3 setup. So I wouldn't be too confident or too boomed as either team currently, but I think both teams have a pretty good shot going into this next round.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like an opportunity that you can still play for, with both of them being really close in the standings, and that whole Group 2 is actually, there's no, I mean, Midwest Monsoon, as we saw last time, kind of have pulled away a little bit, but there's no clear, easy winners that we're looking at the moment. So for both of these teams, you know, there's plenty of opportunity for them to be able to get into it. We can do a quick rundown whilst we're here. The current teams that seem to be pulling away in Group 1 are Flemborg and the Slumbos, as well as Whooper Fan Club, who were our starting matchup yesterday. That was always fun. I think I called them Flembo and the Slumborgs at one point, my bad. And there's also Team Flopper and the JBI Goats, currently in firm position, but Luminosity Supernova looking like they're going to be able to creep up on JBI Goats, maybe try and sneak their way into that 4th place. In Group 2, Midwest Monsoon, who we just saw, obviously, and Chupacabra, who beat, I believe it was Gang Squad 4 in their last match, actually. And then UK and Espresso and Gang Squad 4 is the top 4 from Group 2. After that, it's Basel Fan Club, Kappa's, Monkey Business, who are all on 1 win, and Goobis, who we saw last time, who have yet to take a single series, unfortunately. I think for them, that did seal their fates at the end of that match with Midwest Monsoon, but unfortunately, as they're
honestly, as long as Gang Squad is able to get the map differential here, like win at least 1 map, and then win their next round against Kappa's, which, looking at the win-loss, they should have a pretty good chance. I think they would have they've solidly secured their place in the playoffs. Midwest and Monsoon and Chupacabra, they're secure.
Pretty much untouchable at this point. Yeah.
They are the only people that could be. They're the only 2 people that could beat each other, to be honest, in this current pool, I think.
I mean, I think that's true as well for maybe Flemborg and the Slumbos and the Whooper Fan Club. Team Flopper have actually snuck in as well, also picking up 3 wins. So I'd have to see the actual specific matches, I think, to be able to give any further insight on Group 1. But I believe we'll be hopping back over there to see... what's our scheduled match? Let me check. It's going to be Team Flopper versus Luminosity Supernova. Which
is, in fact, in the next...
Yeah.
Flemborg and the Slumbos sounds like a really weird band that you've, like, never heard of that has, like, some really obscure genre. To be honest, not an Overwatch team. No hate to them. Just
I was
imagine
just curious
that
to
more
know
as a
which one were the
band.
Slumbos and which one was Flemborg, right? Who's the
Right.
Flemborg of the team and who are the maybe if they win the whole thing, we'll get an interview, right? We can figure
Right.
it out there. Make sure
So-
you make it. I'm curious.
As I'd understand it, the Flemborg is the person that would carry everybody, and then the Slumbos
Yeah, and
is
the
just
Slumbos, they just kind of
everybody
slumber
else.
around.
Yeah, they stumble around, right?
Well, we've waffled for a little bit. I don't know how, unless we heard of the teams were getting into lobby, but we've yet to actually see the map yet. I believe we will be starting on, don't get it wrong, Antarctic Peninsula. We were talking a little
Another
bit in the
Overwatch 2
break.
map.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only another Overwatch 2 map, but an Overwatch 2 map that is famed for its brawl in particular, like tight corridors, like high ground, but no like easy dive in particular, especially on
Right.
like sub-level. So when we're looking at how we, maybe as two people who are obviously very experienced, how do we expect goats to maybe play out on this, do you think?
I think it would play out like any traditional brawl, except way more aggressive. So, wait, do they have water on support? Oh no. Oh no, Gang Squad bros. Oh no. On Lucio.
Flow like water.
What are they cooking?
Okay, well apparently my co-caster is not fond of this setup, but you know,
What is... Oh no, Gang Squad bro.
give me a brief rundown. Why is this an issue?
He's a DPS player. He does not play support. And when he does play support, he plays flex support, not Lucio.
Well, interesting to see not a Zen pick then as we roll out, but hopefully the rest of Gang Squad 4 are going to be able to cover that with no problem at all.
They better flumbo this so hard here. We do see Gang Squad immediately go for the outside rotation onto this high ground, pushing Necro Espresso a little bit, but still playing around this chokehold area. No team is willing to make a move though right now.
I mean, this is really interesting positioning from Gang Squad 4. This is where you would typically play this on Overwatch 2 if you're running more of a Kobe composition, typically on like Sigmas. But when you're playing against a brawl where they can now just kite back towards the point, as we're seeing, UK and Necrospresso, they just get the point cap for free because Gang Squad 4 had to push through a choke of their own making just to be able to take any space in the first place. I think if they play this too slow, they may get caught out.
Yeah, we do see that Zeus already has Shatter, so does Colossus.
Oh!
The biggest slam ever as Zasper tries to counter it with
Oh,
a
no.
Drake, but it's just not going to be enough.
And I'm off the map as well, even if you have the
That's-
Transcendence still up.
That's
Eliminated.
disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
I mean, you trade
That
Shadow
was
for
the-
Transcendence.
Yeah, that's the only ult they use, and they're gonna have literally everything else. But
I mean, both teams, in fairness, but it is going to be on Gang Squad 4 now to break through this. I think UKN can play this tight choke and just go even further aggressive here. I don't think there's any need to give up this space. Look at this little corridor. Goats would love that, but going instead for the little cheeky ground that gets caught out by a Shatter.
we do see the beat come out as well as the grab. Colossus is gonna be killed by Wings. Diva bomb. The grab, another grab comes out as Scooty kills Felicity with another bomb as well. It's just still on Gang Squad 4 to try and find a better opening here. The Necrospresso is going to be looking to push onto this back to point as Gang Squad is taking the high ground again.
Yeah, Gang Squad 4 have an opportunity. Felicity was the only person who died on UK and Necrospresso that didn't have the sound barrier. Now comes back, pulls the beat immediately, and it's UK and Necrospresso who are going to be able to clean this up almost immediately afterwards. Gang Squad 4, they had an opportunity there after they'd taken down the Lucio, and the Lucio was the only member of the team who hadn't used ultimate to be like, okay, we can go super fast here. Nice little boop off to deny the Diva getting away as well
Wow.
at the tail end. I mean, that was... Gang Squad 4, I'm looking to see them play a little bit more quick on this, a little bit more aggressive. You're at 90% already, and it feels like you've only really taken 2 fights. UK Necrospresso, they're going to come back into this with ultimate, but Gang Squad 4 are just coming up to match.
Another massive shatter! What?
It's free. It's free. You've got to be able to block those.
Colossus.
The shadow coming down, the counter shadow from Colossus is there. I mean, I think you can go into the to touch the objective though.
I don't think
You've got
they're able
Wings-
to touch.
Oh, Wings was there to boot back with the thrusters if needed as well. Oh dear. I mean, that is a shutout.
They had the fight win, but they just weren't able to make it there in time. That is tragic.
And I think that's the advantage of playing that 4 forward in GOATS, is that, like, even if you get the fight win, you had to burn so many of your resources just to attain it, that you don't get the objective off the back of it anyway. I think even if Gang Squad 4 had been able to push onto it, there's an opportunity for Necrospress to just come back on and keep that point going, stall it out. With your D.Va there with Bomb, Wings has the opportunity to just, like, burn through the D.Va health, use the bomb, try and take advantage of the bomb needing to be sightlined to live a little while longer, right? Remech,
Right.
keep it going, your Lucio comes back, the fight just keeps going forever and ever and ever. I think Antarctic Peninsula as a map is going to be really good for this if either team acknowledges, like, wait, actually, why aren't we just spawn camping the whole time? This whole map is tight corridors and narrow spaces. Let's just full go for it.
Right, as you say that, Gang Squad 4 is going to take the smarter option here and take point control very early here. Echo Espresso goes for this half-hearted but still committed counter map rotation. But Zasper's just kind of chilling right now. Neither team's really doing much, as both teams are looking to get ults. Gang Squad does get first point. Yeah, Colossus is nearly dead here. Unknown is looking to walk here. Shatter comes out again! It finds everyone!
Beat and Trance to go along with it as well, but Nyx very smartly holds onto their own. You can Necrospresso have the ult advantage in terms of support ultimates, but they won't even need them. Gang Squad 4, they overlaid the Beat and Transcendence, so they didn't have anything to sustain through the tail end of that fight. And with Zeus getting that Earth Shatter so quickly, oh, the D.Va is the last to die.
Oh,
this is the
no.
GOATS Classic, and we saw it so much yesterday. Just don't let it get away. There you go. A merciful
bros.
reset for Scooty at last. But honestly, could have gone towards the objective, right? Yeah, you had cap. You could have just forced them to kill you before they could cap it out. Necrospress now coming up on 4 ultimates. They won't have the Beat, they won't have the Shatter, but Gang Squad 4, they won't have Beat, Shatter, or Transcendence. So it really is just an unfortunate fight for them. No. Pulls the rally early, but it gets counted out by a grab from board.
Yeah, we do see the rally as well come out as Caster looks for a grab of their own. Venimo looks to take out Jackson Moon on the side as Bordy is looking to do some weird cheeky flank thing here. Looking for an off game, trying to bully Scooty here. Is actually going to be able to get the DMEC, which was going to be massive here. But Gang Squad 4 is just not looking to walk at all. Zasper nearly gets caught out. Forcing out Caster's bubble as another Shatter comes out!
A Shatter onto an isolated Reinhardt who decides to just play that a little bit wacky. I mean, there was no need to be caught out alone there as well. It just feels like Gang Squad 4, they don't have the rotations, they don't have the positions they want to take comfortably in their favor. Even as they find the picks, Jackson Moon dying with Rally is tragic for Necrospress. There should have been plenty of opportunity for Gang Squad 4 to capitalize off the back of it, but the lack of aggression and their tentativeness about, like, oh, we don't have our support ultimates up, we don't have the support, like, the resources to sustain comfortably, we have to play it a little slow. Well, in GOATS, if you play it slow, you lose, I'm afraid. You have to start picking it up now, and Gaster has the ground, but don't get it eaten by Wings. I'll be very sad.
He's so Canadian. Oh, it doesn't get eaten. Both crabs do come out. Trank by Zasper comes out. Both Tranks actually do come out. Nothing has happened. Gang Squad 4 is able to take some space. Wings does look for a nuke. A Shatter does come out.
Oh!
But the 3K!
A really nice kill. I mean, you can see just all of the support assists going onto Colossus there. Surely was trying to block that bomb, but got booped, got bashed, got everything under the sun, and just immediately exploded as soon as that bomb goes off. I think UK and Necrospresso, they just played that really well. I think their positioning coming into the point originally was maybe a little bit questionable. I do think there is an advantage to the team who caps point first and then plays around the fact that they can kite backwards afterwards, but if you're not able to play around the aggression as we saw Gang Squad 4 struggle with, then yeah, sure. Why not just have yourself chill out a little bit and then roll your team into them when you know that Gang Squad 4 can't do anything in response? Overlaying your support ultimates is tragic and never the thing you want to do, but
Right.
a little bit too little too late at that point.
And also, like, as you were talking about a little bit, you have to be way more aggressive with GOATS comps. It's not necessarily, I would say, the same thing as like your traditional brawl or even deathball comps. It's you int, something happens eventually. Like,
I mean, it can certainly feel that way, but I think it's just a lot more mindful of the ebb and flow of cooldowns than a lot of other compositions where, like, you're usually looking for some kind of mechanical turning point, right? Your Soj building up to a rail shot, your Mei getting a good wall. In GOATS, there's none of that. It's literally just who bashed badly, who bubbled at the wrong time. As soon as we have those tiny little advantages, you're waiting for the enemy to make a mistake, more so than you're looking for like a perfect play of your own, and you're wanting to make your own gameplay as flawless as possible for as long as possible. Because like, sure, getting that nice bash onto the Reinhardt feels great, but it means the Reinhardt was out of position and without a bubble, right? So you're looking for that bubble to already be used before you go for it. You're waiting for the enemy to slip up. And when you've already got the positional advantage, that's what gives you that opportunity.
I think what the pinnacle you're talking about is that are the D.Va Zarya interactions. As we've seen, I think in last series and maybe once in this series, like Zarya has to have to be very mindful of how they use grab and when they use it, because divas are always like as we've seen so far, like just you essentially have your ult up every fight, and no matter who you are. So like divas are going to be constantly looking to get creative of baiting out your grab or getting it out somehow and then eating it, and then so you have to either look for them to have used all their DM or get demeched. So like it's just those tiny little mistakes that really add up. But also, as you were talking about as well, the ebb and flow, it's a lot it's either a lot faster or a lot slower than like comps. It's, I guess the word I'm looking for is, all right, it's a lot more aggressive. We do see Gang Squad swap in Zeke Shmurda, but so we will see if it'll be beneficial for them here.
I mean, I think, as you just mentioned, Water on a support role is maybe not comfortable for them. Going over to the Brigitte this time, maybe Zeke Shmurda starting out on the Ana. They are on attack, so it might just be to troll a bit. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, if you're on the defense team and you're starting on, okay. How did that happen?
Third point.
Oh, caught one.
That's my man right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Report ballistic.
Well, it's fine. Lucio get back quick. It's fine. Just a wacky moment. For the
Can we get some floppa emotes in chat? Yeah, just some Lucio trolling. Nothing too worried about. We do see Water now on the Brig instead of the Lucio, which might be a lot better for him. As no hate, but like I think like just generally, Brig's just an easier character. We do see Gang Squad look to go right side of statue here, immediately taking the brawl with Espresso, as I think we just saw both allied bubbles go out by both Zaryas here, as Scooty is about to get demaxed.
Both bubbles coming out quickly for the teams, but it is Gang Squad 4 who used this a little earlier.
Colossus.
If the rotation isn't clean here, then you're going to lose someone early on, and there you go, Colossus already down. Jackson Moon is traded out, which is huge for the attacking team, because they can now just wait for their Reinhardt. UK and Espresso aren't going to have their Brig unless their Lucio dips. Yeah, now you're in a 4v6. It's a scary proposition to go for, and immediately Gang Squad 4 are pushing in, but if they don't capitalize on this aggression soon, it's just Caster, and now the Brig and the Lucio are both going to be back together. That momentary advantage already lost.
Yeah, and we were back at square one, looking to just build more ults again. Colossus is a little bit closer to Shatter, so maybe it will be important up for this next coming fight, but everybody has their ults already, because why not? Because nothing's really happening. We do see the Shatter come out, but it actually gets blocked as Grab comes out by Caster. And Felicity is going to be taken out by the Grab as the nuke comes out by Wings. Beat comes out by Zaster. It looks like Gang Squad is actually going to maybe have the advantage here, as they're going to look to push since they have this 5v6 advantage. Rally comes out by Water as well.
It would usually be a terrible thing to overlay your support influence like that, but if Felicity's already dead, you're waiting for the sound barrier to come back in. Nyx has already fallen to the D.Va bomb, so sure, the beat comes out, but it's only going to catch on to 5. Wings already half health in spite of it. Maybe you're going to be able to get Jackson Moon back up to rally in time, but Water already used theirs, already has the armor health up for Gang Squad 4. This is a long fight around first, but this grab's probably going to be the thing that seals it if that shadow was necessary. I mean, it's certainly going to be the thing that takes the spotlight away from that grab for a moment. The Lucio surely going to be cleaned up quickly here, and then the D.Va shortly afterwards. Gang Squad 4 clean up first. I don't think UK and Espresso are going to be able to touch in time, and if they did, it would just be feeding to try and burn off the time bank. 4 minutes rolling into Streets phase. This is probably the most comfortable first point capture we've seen today, though.
Yeah, no getting spawn camped right afterwards. Also, POV me when I get 2 shatters in one fight. Colossus moment.
I mean, that's what Grav's for, you know? You throw in the Grav after you Ryan Shadows, build up another Shadow off the back of it.
Yeah, it's just kind of how that works. Necrospresso is also going to have 5 ultimates going into this next fight, while Gang Squad has about 3, 4-ish, which could be proved advantageous as the nuke comes out through arches and finds no one.
Finds no one, but it does split up Zeus, who throws in the Shadow as the counter, immediately beat from Zasper to try and turn it around, but no, it's Caster and Zasper who die first and then Colossus shortly afterwards. Gang Squad 4, they invested ultimates into that, but maybe they didn't need to. The bomb just to see if it could work, the beat just to try and turn it, but UK and Necrospresso, they had to invest 4 just to do it. They're going for the spawn hold, but what are you going to sustain it with? You've only got a beat, you've only got a Transcendent, so if Gang Squad 4 are careful, they can play this. Yeah.
But the beat comes out by Felicity as well as the Shrink. They overlaid their ultimates again as Grab comes out by Caster, and that's gonna be a not very strong spawn hold, as they just didn't have any ultimates to back up the bluff.
Yeah, I mean, when you've only got support ultimates and then you use both at the same time, you do just leave yourself in a situation where, like, okay, we've got literally nothing now. Gang Squad 4, again, investing ultimates, but they're the ones that need to break the spawn holds, and they're going to be building back up to more because of it. Water pulling the rally as well in that situation means that you do have that armor health sat on your support players right now. You can see it on the Zen, the Lucio, and the Brig. So that backline is going to be even more difficult for UK and Necrospresso to uproot as they try to retake around this choke point that Gang Squad 4 now have control of.
Right, Zeus does have Shatter, looks to go immediately for the pin, might be looking for the Shatter here. Does the weird, does the Ryan tech, and gets
and it works.
He finds the Shatter!
Finds the Shadow but gets stunned immediately afterwards with Transcendence from Zeke to make sure that it doesn't actually find too much value. Nick's going to be building up for a Transcendence of their own. Will have it as the option once this rally wears off from Jackson Moon. But the Grav Bomb does find 3 regardless! All your backline now dead, you traded for your tanks and your Brig! With Rally! Zasper has the beat if they want to try and invest it for Gang Squad, but I think they just have to acknowledge this is a lost fight, and UK and Necrospresso able to turn that around somehow.
What just happened? Excuse me? Wow, okay. We are going to see that Gang Squad is going to have 3 ultimates going to this next fight. Maybe they can force Necrospress to overlay their the support ultimates again?
A rally that Jackson doesn't have, and the armor health already worn off. That can be their big win condition.
We do see we do see Gang Squad go through alley. They do use the graph and the beat as it's countered by Necrospresso. Nick's using Trank. Map is getting flipped at this point. Necrospresso getting forced into this choke point as Nyx is going to be taken out by Scooty. Beat is going to come out Felicity to try and sustain, but it's not going to be enough as the Shatter comes out by Colossus. Zui is almost dead, but Bordy uses the Grav as the train comes out by Ziki Shmuda to just keep it everything going. Gang Squad 4 just needs to keep pushing. That's how the Shatter comes out by Zeus again, finding Caster and Zasper in the process. That's going to be a 3K here, as that is going to be the fight wrapped up in a moment.
I mean, these Shadows are just feeling like they're getting way too much value. Is it the lack of bubbles from the Zari, the lack of bash from the Brig, no shield from the Rhine? You can't just keep letting Zurius get these for free every single fight, turning it around. We were in a situation there where it was going to be incredibly difficult for Gang Squad to turn that fight, but they had the opportunity if they got the Grav. Oh, okay.
Massive pin by Colossus, helping Scooty find 2 onto Necrospresso as they are going to be looking to do a Grav Shatter combo. Just, you know what? Why not? We're going into OT, so might as well try and commit everything to get this second point capture.
But it does mean that Gang Squad 4, every ultimate they've invested now is not going to be one that they have to try and seal this off. UK Necrospresso, they have Grav, they have Bomb. They're coming up to both Beat and Transcendence. They can stall this out for a really long time to build up their own rally and their own Shatter. Zeke Shmurda now back on the Moira. You're not going to have that Zen Discord anymore, so how are you going to secure these kills?
I don't know, as Colossus is going to be taken out, but Water finds wings in the process, but the grab does come out, letting Necrospresso find 3. The Shatter does come out from Zeus as well, and that is going to be first point wrapped up for Gang Squad as we go for the unknown Necrospresso attack for this next part.
Almost to the end of second, didn't quite cap it out there. Very close. I mean, going into Streets with 4 minutes and then not being able to cap it out is an unfortunate position to find yourself in. And all we can really do is talk about like ult value and just not making mistakes. We were talking about it in the break. For every little thing that you do that is suboptimal, it just gives that little bit of opportunity for the enemy to take advantage of it. You're not going to block these shatters? Fine. The shatter will turn every single fight. You're going to overlay your support ultimates? Fine. We're just going to take advantage of the fact that once they've worn off, we can go for those kills. You have to swap Moira to touch in time. Okay. All right with us, it means we don't have to worry about that Discord orb. We've got our own ultimates to play around. We don't have to worry about our members exploding. Sure, you found Wings, who was out of mech, but you had to trade in the process to get it, and that's just not a situation you want to be able to find yourself in. Going back over to the Zen, I think, is good. The Moira was just to get back in time, but it does just put you in a really unfortunate position where you're now playing the weaker composition to try and cover for the fact that you died late. And because of that, in overtime, you're just not going to have the backing you needed. Maybe if Gank Squad 4 had had more of an ultimate bank, maybe if they hadn't gone as hard in that second to last fight, they would have been able to make something work. But now they have to make sure that they are holding, if not first, conclusively, then second at least. This might be the first time we see third point King's Road today.
Maybe? Maybe not. We do see that Colossus was at a specific point flanking, but it does look like he's back with the rest of his team. We are seeing the same right-sided statue rotation by Necespresso that was taken by Gang Squad. Nothing much happening. Just casual ultimate build-up. It does look like everybody on Gang Squad 4 is really low though, as Zasper is going to get inted on, as Colossus dies by 40. We're just going to see Necespresso really push the advantage, but Zeus dies in the process. Nuke does come out by Scooty. He does find Nyx as well. We are going to actually see this fight continue as Rally does come out as well.
Okay.
Rally.
Zasper pulls the beat. Water still has the rally available for Gang Squad 4 if they want to just keep this hold going. But UK and Necespresso, they don't have to push this. They can just walk back if they want. They've got their own rally armor generation up and going now. You can see that going on to a couple of members of UK and Necespresso. Rally now from Water to kick off this fight as Gang Squad 4 get caught in the ground.
Yeah, and that does look like maybe it will be the wrap-up that Gang Squad does need, but 40 does use a grab again as another nuke comes out. It doesn't get anyone as Necespresso looks to push back onto point using Zeus. They only have though going for this continuation of the fight. Well, Gang Squad really just doesn't have anything except maybe nuke. Beat does come out as Wings is going to find Colossus again, and that might actually be it for Gang Squad's first point. Oh, as I say that, nuke comes out, it finds two. What? Just stop listening to me, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Crab comes out as well. Scooty fights. Okay, that is just...
I mean, Scooty is doing all of the legwork for Gang Squad 4 right now. Consistently, members of their team are getting caught out of position, split, getting just absolutely eviscerated by UK and Necespresso's focus fire, and then a bomb will come through from Scooty that splits UK and Necespresso up. They're too uncoordinated to be able to respond to it properly, and it's finding at least 2 kills each time. When you're just going against a solo D bomb with no grab, no shatter, no nothing, that is unheard of. They should not be getting this much value.
Also, that was all one continuous fight, by the way, just so we're all on the same page. Zeus is going to look for the shatter. It's going to fight 5 again!
5, and it's countered by the sound barrier from Zasper and the rally from Water that's now come out. Bomb as well, coming in from Wings, but it's not going to find anyone. Burns through a little bit of overhealth, but nothing much more. Scooty out of mech. Is Transcendence now from Zeke Schmurder to try and keep this fight going. All 3 support ultimates from Gang Squad 4 have been used, and that gives the opportunity for Border to throw the grab in while Scooty is still out of mech, and it's going to be the cleanup onto the Zenyatta and the Brigitte. Now the Zarya down to a Desperation Shadow, but there's a Transcendence to respond to it, so it's not going to find any value whatsoever. That's just one ultimate that Gang Squad 4 aren't going to have to try and maintain any kind of maintenance of street space here.
I would like everybody to know at that point, when that grab came out, there was so much happening on the screen that it caused the caster stream to die a little bit. So, welcome to GOATS, everybody.
We don't have enough bitrate for this meta anymore. It's so sad.
We don't have the bitrate. Right. It does look like Necespresso is going to be looking to push this really hard as their diva is still on the point. So the Gang Squad calls the bluff as the beat comes out. Finds Zeus with the bomb by Scooty, and Necespresso will be pushed back by this, as Water is also going to find Jackson Moon. That's going to be the first fight win for Necespresso. Are they going to look for the spawn home here?
I mean, I'd hope so. I don't want them to start playing passively now, but it looks like, yeah, they're actually going to be backing up, trying to hold Archway instead. This does give the opportunity for UK Necrospresso to play the long rotation, just go towards the high ground and drop on them without having to go through this choke at all. But it looks like both teams just going for good, honest Overwatch here. Colossus does get spotted out on the flank and is immediately exploded for it. Zasper tries to throw in the sound barrier to save them, but it's too late.
Yeah, the shatter does come out by Zuius again. It just classic Zuius shatter here, and that is going to be Gang Squad just completely rolled there. Sometimes you should just not go for the flank shatter.
I think it was a nice idea, but maybe when you're doing a few too many times in a row, you are going to get spotted out. It was mindful of UK Necrospresso to look for the Reinhardt and just be like, okay, well, why are they holding Archway? This is silly. What are they doing here? Okay, there's the Reinhardt. Focus fire, immediately burn through every resource and get the kill, as well as forcing the huge play.
There's probably a psychology term for that I just don't know. We are going to see Gang Squad 4 looking to push as Jackson uses the grab and
Our first crash prevention slow mode comes in as every ultimate under the sun is used. Nonetheless, Wings finds two, this time showing that they're the team of players to be mindful of. Scooty is going to counterbomb, but you're already down 3. Finds Felicity, but dies in the process. Jackson Moon also gone. You no longer have your Brig in play, but there's only a meter left, and that is going to be Kings Row going the way of UK and Necrospresso with the dramatic slowdown to cap off that series.
I think the custom game just really wanted us to know that one Rhine swing was happening. Just yeah, lack of prevention, but style points as well.
This was the moment as well. The bomb coming over in slow motion, so cinematic.
Where you go, I go. I need to get off of JJK TikTok. Man, okay, that was honestly pretty good, very good showing by Necrospresso. Really showing why they're one of the top 3 teams in the GOATS 2 pool, I guess is what it's called.
I mean, we were looking at them as they're kind of like one of these teams that maybe was going to be on equal footing with Gang Squad 4. Their map differential isn't significantly better. They're not making huge differences here and there. But yeah, I mean, they come out looking firmly on top, to be honest. And this is one of the key things with GOATS that has been mentioned before, but is worth mentioning again. Even just a tiny difference in skill, when you're playing around a meta and a composition that is reliant on taking advantage of mistakes, can make it blow up to an even greater proportion. Because, oh, the enemy just has this slight fundamental misunderstanding, well, we just take advantage of it every single fight. And we crack the code and we win every single fight. Because there is no Sojourn who can pop up, right? There is no Widowmaker who's just going to take someone's head off. You have to play the long strategic game, and if your understanding of the strategy isn't 100% concrete, you don't have that firm knowledge, it's just going to be the same issue that you make over and over again. The common ones we see, overlaying support ultimates. That's the most we've seen of any match so far, just consistently happening today. Don't do it. Splitting from your team. We didn't even have time to mention it, but the reason why UK and Necrospresso were struggling so much at first was because Nyx just kept getting found out on their own. That Zenyatta alone and then picked off. Not what you want to see happen. It's just these same little misunderstandings and mismanagements of how the team is playing and how you want to run your positioning and your cooldowns. Genuinely, the best GOATS team in this tournament will be the one that just doesn't mess up and just gets out of the Overwatch 2 mindset. Stop thinking that this is the current game. It's not. You are all stood in the same spot. You are all just using your cooldowns perfectly. It doesn't matter if your mechanics are bad. It is literally irrelevant. Everyone's just inting the whole time.
It's probably the closest to the Overwatch has ever gotten to being an actual MMO, like comp wise, as I've previously heard it described. But yeah, it's never really about those small mechanical differences that you see on a dive comp. Hey, this Ana used their nade poorly. We should go dive her now. It's more just that Brig used bash. I think we shouldn't now.
Zarya no personal, Zarya no allies, Brig no bash, Lucio no boop, they've got no amp, they've got no shield. Okay, we go. And it's just
dang it, we overlaid our support ultimates again.
And then you lose the fight. So sad.
Yep. Just the way of GOATS. Well, we will be going to another short break, hopefully. So we will see you for a third and final map in a moment.
Smash that. Smash that. Smash that.
this out. Check this out.
Welcome back. We are here for our third and final match of the night with Luminosity X Supernova versus Team Floppa, which has the Dab Master 66 on there. So I'm already very excited to see how this will go.
Are you expecting to see them dab on the enemy, or?
I'm expecting him to be mid.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Dab. I'm sorry.
Well, okay. I wasn't gonna, fair enough. You got maybe some beef going on. I don't know.
No. It's a running joke that he's mid. I think he's a decent player overall. It's just people like to call him mid. So
you wanted to feed into that. You wanted to contribute. No, I can.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I see.
yeah. Team Floppa does have the seeding lead here against LXS. So
We're just taking a look at the standings, and it does look
Yeah.
like we're going to be seeing a little bit more, I don't know, favor towards Team Floppa overall. But as we've seen before, even teams that feel like they've got a little bit of an advantage here, a little bit of an advantage there, it really does have to be in lobby before you're able to tell like which teams are
Right.
actually performing above the other one. Sometimes it can even be as small as just like a playstyle difference, where even the team that you'd expect to be better as per the standings actually ends up just not playing the game in a way that is advantageous to them against their opponent, and yeah, they're able to come out on top. So I do think it's anyone's game at this position. For Luminosity Supernova, they do have to be mindful of the fact that they have not yet qualified to be able to make it into the second weekend, and as this is the last match of the first weekend, this is their do or die moment. Either they
this
make
is
it
the
here,
do or die.
yeah. If they don't win this match and they don't have like a decent map differential as well to be able to make it in. Oh wait, they just updated it. Okay, never mind. I got baited. Maybe it's gonna be now it's Luminosity Supernova who are above Team Fly. You know what? I should just not speak. They have literally just updated the spreadsheet, so everything.
We
that I
don't
just
know
said
what's
is,
going on. They're
equal,
don't
and
know
either
what's
one
going
of them wants to win this, because for the one that doesn't, there's a risk of them being knocked out by teams like JBI Goats or Dirty Esports. So, for both teams, they are currently going to qualify if things don't change, but naturally things are going to change because one of them has to lose here. They
Right.
want to make this close. A bad map differential may be enough to see you eliminated entirely, so maybe we'll get our third map of the day? Mayhaps, as we play
Maybe.
some Goats, we won't just do some 2 Overwatch?
I mean, I'm always down for 2 Overwatch, but I'm always down for some 2-1 Watch. But yeah, I think this will actually be a pretty interesting map series going into this. I think we're starting on Oasis, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, for an interesting map to start out on, we are going to be going over to Oasis, whereas, Samoa and Antarctic Peninsula, as we've seen today, are new maps to Overwatch 2 and maybe favor Brawl to a certain extent. Oasis kind of doesn't.
I mean, on certain, specifically the only one that like really favors it is University.
Yeah.
University, thank you. And maybe Gardens. Is Gardens the one with like the weird high ground thing in the middle of the point?
Yeah.
It can favor Brawl, but generally it's more of a dive. You see a lot more dive on it, so
Yeah.
maybe it would actually make sense to have an Ana here.
Okay, if you're going to pull out
maybe the
Woats,
flex support in me is talking a little bit too much.
if you're going to get the Winston Ana going on Oasis, of all that, like on
Winston, yeah.
Control, I would be surprised. I mean,
We
we have already
are
seen a
cooking.
couple of Ana appearances thus far. I'm not sure how they've been doing overall. The only time we saw Ana today, it was not particularly convincing. But, we are, on broadcast at least, we haven't even really seen any Winston at all, except for the odd switch to just touch in time.
Yeah,
It
let's switch to
might
touch in time
be-
and like also just get your mech back as Diva.
Yeah. Maybe some teams will try something wacky. Maybe some of them will show the Moira or the Ana for more than a couple of seconds. Again, as I
Give me
said
some
yesterday,
wacky.
I'm not going to expect it. I don't
Give
think
me some Moira gameplay, please. Please.
I just don't think it's going to be as strong as running a Zen. The Discord Orb is so consistent in the kind of value that you can get and the threat that it presents to a team that just wants to walk in on you. If you get rid of that, you have to be incredibly mindful of not just the difference in your composition, but in the difference of your playstyle. Because yeah, sure, you can sustain for longer and you can find little bits of chip damage, but a Diva that's just marking every orb, okay, you're not going to get any value off the back of that, right? Maybe you get maybe you get defense matrix out a little bit quicker, but that's one of the tiny little micro things that most teams aren't going to be able to take advantage of when they're playing in like kind of for fun goats tournament and have had maybe a couple of weeks to practice.
And also like not everybody's scrimming goats, obviously.
Exactly.
Like it's a very, I've only seen like a couple of like like in like all the LFS channels across like multiple servers. I've only seen like a couple of like goats specifically for Tranker.
Yeah.
Previously CGL. Yeah, it does look like we are going to be starting out on University, which is perfect for goats, as we were previously talking about. It's going to favor the brawl here, as wow, would you look at that? It's certainly goats.
I mean, they can't do anything. Hey, no,
on the
wait.
Winston?
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Okay, are we getting... Am I getting LeSeraphim comp? I'm getting LeSeraphim comped. Great.
Okay, going over to the brig. They feel like they're not quite sure. Maybe okay. There was maybe a moment where they're like, okay, do we put Dabmaster on the brig? Actually, Relix going over to the Honor for a second just to swap, but no, it is going to be Dabmaster on the Zarya, Relix on the Brigitte. Luminosity Supernova going to be coming. It looks like they're going to actually reach this point first around the side room, taking advantage of that earlier position. But as we saw last series, the team with the objective is the one that gets to be pushed into, as Team Flopper now just kiting around, forcing the resource of Luminosity Supernova, and already Lunamare going incredibly low, having to burn through both bubbles. This is going to give Team Flopper an opening unless Twist gets over aggressive.
As we say that, Hayes is able to find Lunamarie in the process as well. Hayes is about to die as well. Illegal Panda is going to be taken out by Dabmaster, the man himself of the hour, but he's going to die by Alaluha in the process, getting separated from the rest of the team. Team Flopper is able to get the point, and the Shatter gets blocked. Pinecone is able to block the Shatter just perfectly, as Relix is going to be taken out by Tinspire. Ultimates are coming online left, right, and center, but the fight is still going on as Starlight just gets killed out of nowhere by Pinecone, and the steel chair by Pinecone! Getting no one, though.
I mean, it comes out in time, but unfortunately, Rizzoli has already been denied one remix. Your team has been out of the fight for so long now for Team Flopper. Regardless, you're 30% on building on the point. Luminosity Supernova, even though it seems like it's been going in their favor for a little while now, they're not able to make any real progress. Sound Barrier now invested, and Transcendence to counter it, but Illegal Panda will have a Transcendence of their own to come out of this once the beat wears off. Starlight dies to a Diva Bomb on the tail end, but Rizzoli and Relix both killed. Illegal Panda pulls the Transcendence single-handedly, wanting to turn this fight around. Poor Luminosity Supernova. There's Twist as well. The Zenyatta is going crazy at the moment. Hayes finally able to pick them off, but it looks like it will be at last, maybe at 60% almost, Team Flopper falling after an incredibly long fight.
This feels like play-by-play and then play-by-play plus color casting.
Yeah,
This is great.
You just have to be so willing to hybrid here, because like otherwise one person is talking for 2 minutes and then the color caster gets like 20 seconds and then you're back in the fight again.
Right, it's absolutely great. No ultimates online, I think, going into this next fight. I'm a liar. The code is messing with me so much. Rizzoli is going to get demeched though by Tinspire's bomb, as it does look like LXS is going to look to push us, but Hayes comes swinging out with the beat. But Pinecone's being killed as the grab comes out, but Shattered by Aluya as well is going to completely wrap up the fight in favor of LXS.
It does, but it's a heavy ult investment for them. They don't have trans, they don't have beat. They used rally at the start of that. You can see that armor health still there, but it will start to wane away now. No grab, no shatter. They will build up to bomb, but Team Flopper, they're going to be able to come into this with Transcendence, and they're going to be able to come into it having built up this Graviton Surge. Cool.
What? Oh, another slowdown. The Trank does come out. We're back in the action. Things are happening. Another slowdown. We're getting really cinematic up in here as Team Floppa is starting to push onto the point. Another Trank by Illegal Panda. Are we gonna get a cinematic grab? We are not gonna get a cinematic grab. The beat comes out and then the grab. It's cinematic with 5 in the Graviton Surge. What is going on? Woo! Aluya is going to get killed is going to kill Rizzoli, but Rizzoli is going to get 2 with the bomb, and Pinecone's going to be able to find another 2, and that is going to be the fight win for Team Floppa that they need.
Yeah, 85% is going to be about all they get. No, it's going to go to about 8. God. almost had it there. Team Flopper, they are the ones now in control again, and again, Luminosity Supernova invested really heavily in that fight. The Shatter early is just trying to catch Luna Marie out. You're just bullying the Zarya at that point, and now in the 5v6, you can push the aggression if you want. Rally coming out from Relix as well to maintain this. They know that they've got the space and the time to be able to charge more ultimates in this fight, as the remaining members of Luminosity Supernova aren't able to get back into the spawn room in time. The cinematic slow-mo as Alleluia's body falls to the floor and 80% ticks up to onto the point here. Luminosity Supernova, they have to break through, but they've got to play into a grab, beat, and transcendence, as well as all that armor health that is just built up for Team Flopper.
Yeah, LXS only is looking to have this grab and his slam going out, and it's going to get blocked by Pinecone as Beat and Grab come out with another cinematic shot, fellas. What is that, 6 we're going on? It is going on for a long time as well. As both grabs do come out and another shatter comes out, it is just completely blocked. Wiz does find Illegal Panda though in the cinematic cluster truck that is happening currently. Another cinematic moment as we get time to react to the bomb by Alleluia. Inverno is going to die by the hands of Twisted with 4 assists, and then Alleluia is going to fall to the hands of Dabmaster. Oh my goodness. Starlight as well is going to be killed as we're going into overtime. A bomb by Tinspire to maybe get Relix and is able to find it. But it's not going to be enough as Luna Marie is going to be actually saved by Illegal Panda. I was wrong. We are going to be continuing. Pinecone misses entirely. And then a C9.
Oh no! Will your Zarya has both... Oh, no, okay, sorry, I got baited by the cooldown icon. They were both on cooldown, I'll let you off there. It's... oh, man. I mean, an unfortunate situation to find yourself in where you've got to choose between, like, do I die or do I go on the point? But it's those moments of coordination that really shine through of, like, okay, one of you just has to be the sacrifice here. You can't afford to just lose the round outright. From Team Flopper, really nice, just, like, ult cycling. Relix getting caught out was unfortunate for them and perhaps an opportunity for Luminosity Supernova to take advantage and start to push back in. But when you've already been losing so many of your members, it's just a bit of an insurmountable hurdle to go into. Even if you have managed to take out the Brigitte, which is such an influential pick to find, if it's too late in the fight, there's nothing you can really do off the back of it. And as we now go over to Gardens instead, maybe we won't be seeing City Center after all, as we were talking about it being the favoured dive map of Oasis, as it looks like they're both just charging in immediately onto the high ground. Ana, nonetheless, though?
We do see the Ana, yeah, we do see the sleep, a cinematic sleep. We are going to see, as both teams are looking to take over the high ground initially, but Pinecone has dropped down to the point. Not really much is happening as LXS doesn't really want to drop down, but they do anyway and find Twists in the process. Alleluia also finds Lucio and is looking to take out Razoli as well, and then there goes Pinecone. This is
the ultimate risk of running like an Ana and then dropping onto the objective. Your Ana has to take the high ground to be able to settle, but your team has to play as 6 to take the objective, right? It's an impossible situation to find yourself in because the composition just doesn't work, and I do believe that's why we're going to be seeing the Ana stopped away for us and Yata again Twists immediately going back. You can't posture your Ana properly and then also play the objective. It's just not possible. You're hoping for a grenade to land, but for Team Flopper, if their grenade just gets eaten, what are you going to do about it?
right. We do see the rally come out by Inverno, looking to just keep the Team Flopper off the point for as long as possible. Shield's broken, and as it happens, Inspire just completely blows up, Overwatch 1 style. Relix nearly blows up again, but Dabmaster's barely able to save Relix, but is going to die in the process. And Team Flopper is going to be forced completely back into their own spawn. And on what a shatter.
Yeah, okay, an interesting decision to just try and find the stragglers on the tail end of that. That is one ultimate you're now not going to have alongside the rally. Team Flopper, they have the opportunity to go in with the Shatter advantage now, but with how quickly Earth Shatter builds, they can't have time to just stand around and poke it, and they do have to be careful now of these advantages, and Luna Marie's grab.
It's beautiful. It goes through the wall. Shatter comes out by Pinecone. Cinema. The Relix is going to find Luna Marie in the chaos of everything that is happening, as well as Starlight falling to Razoli's bombs as Inverno gets taken away to Kazakhstan by Pinecone, while Diamaster is able to find Illegal Panda, and that's just going to be a complete fight win for Team Flopper, starting to cap the point, getting some percentage advantage.
Did start to come in really big there. Luminosity Supernova, they had to invest the Grav, they invested their beat and their trance. lads. We've overlaid our support ults. Team Flopper only had to go for their own Grav Shadow kind of look here. You can see the over armor even. Oh man. From the Brigitte rally still wearing off the Team Flopper as well, so they will have the advantage going into this fight when they have support ultimates still online that Luminosity Supernova do not.
Right, we are going to see that LXS is going to be going through Hookah as a beat does come up from Hayes, and Starlight is going to be taken out off the fight. Massive shatter onto the Diva as well, but as Rally comes out by Inverno to keep everybody alive, I'm not sure it's going to be enough as another bubble comes out for Alleluia. It's shattered by Pinecone comes out, and we get it, things are happening. Stop with the cinema. Pinecone is going to take out Alleluia, getting the MTD, as I think Bomb just came out by somebody?
The Grav Bomb kind of combo there from Dabmaster and Rizzoli to just try and clean up this fight. Luna Marie is the one that goes down. It is worth noting that every time the Code does this cinematic slow-mo and the Earth Shatter goes out at the same time, it gives the enemy team so much time to react to it. Usually an ultimate that can be dealt with if your reaction time is fast enough. Now you've got seconds worth because it's so slow and it's finding no value because of it.
Right, which is really unfortunate for either team that's going for the shatter. Both bubbles come out. Look at that. Another shot as the nuke comes out. And I'm sorry, did it just go down and then up? It does find Relix somehow because of that, but Dabmaster is able to find Tinspire in turn. As Trink does come up from Illegal Panda, Pinecone is about to die, gets killed by Alleluia. Alleluia, I'm not entirely sure. Look at it spin.
You find a pick onto the Brigitte and immediately Pinecone explodes afterwards, no longer sustained from your main support in the fight. And as well with the Transcendence from Illegal Panda, now following up with the Sound Barrier as well, Luminosity Supernova are willing to sink their support ultimates into turning this fight around, which is honestly understandable. They're going to have Rally to come into this next fight. It was 95%, they had to win it. They've got their tank ultimates online. Team Flopper now, they have to look for a breakthrough. They don't have Rally anymore, but they will have Trance and Beat. If they can just build up to one decent Grav, get the Shatter in first, build up another Shatter off their Grav, sustained with Trance and Beat, they can very easily close out this map.
As you say that, a bomb does come out looking to take out Starlight immediately, creating a 5v60 situation. Dabmaster finds a massive grab as well, cinematically going through it all. As that's actually, I'm pretty sure that's a solid fight win for them. Unless,
yeah, I mean, it should just be
unless
clean up at
LXS
this
is able
point.
to stall this, that's going to be the fight win. I mean,
The
that
Diva
win.
as well.
Oh, the drink does
the
come out.
Transcendence is here. Yeah, Illegal Panda has the Transcendence and Starlight is getting the healing from it, but they sideline away from each other. Illegal Panda, where are you going? You have to touch the points!
My God, what?
Zenyatta, 2 in the mindset of I need to get safe at the end of my trance, forgets that you're in overtime and not the team in control. So, against all odds there, Luminosity Supernova, they had the ability to try and stall that out if they wanted, but wait, am I crazy? It was Team Flopper who cleaned this up, correct?
Yeah, it was Team Floppa. Team Floppa were the ones to win 2-0 for this specific. You're right. The game code is struggling.
Oh yeah, these teams are really pushing the workshop to the limit, it seems, because we are getting the slow motion constantly. This is just a fast as well of control. Oasis in particular has a lot of moving parts with the cars that go past on city centers, so it's hopefully going to calm down a little bit as we get into our hybrid map.
How much you want to bet it's going to be King Zero?
I mean, if it's Kings again, I won't be surprised, but I will be a little disappointed because it's all we've seen, okay? I get that it's the map, but this is the last one, okay? You're in round 6 of the Swiss, the Swiss stage, okay? Let's just play something new. Let's just try something fresh, okay?
I'm not sure what's in the map pool, but like maybe Numbani?
Maybe it's only...
Again, the flex support in me is talking. Don't mind me.
I mean, Numbani could be interesting. We've seen teams want to play the Honor a little bit, you know, try and figure it out perhaps. So if you were going to go for that kind of styling, bring that look to the table, Numbani would certainly be a map that you could try for it on, especially on the defense where you kind of, I mean, on both, you can set up the Honor on the high ground as part of your usual fight plan. Maybe there's the opportunity for it if you want, but is that really where we're expecting LXS to take Team Flopper after losing on Oasis? It feels like Team Flopper were the ones that wanted to try and make the Honor work a little bit, so I'm almost expecting
Flopper were the ones that did the Honor. I think Flopper were the ones that did the Honor.
Flopper were the ones that did the Honor, but it'll be LXS's map pick.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be them who chooses of the two. I think, yeah, it's unlikely that they'd go for it, but, you know, a little bit of wackiness.
It's King's Row.
It's King's Row. Well, whatever. I can't say that I'm anything other than expecting it. I can't even complain about it at this point. It's goats. You know, if you're not running King's Row in goats, it's...
This is a certified goats moment, approved by goats officials. Illegal Panda is messing with us. I'm calling it now. Calling it now.
You could try and go for like the nade out of spawn if you really wanted, I suppose.
But why would you do that?
I don't know, just throw the nade, swap back over to the Zen. I was only saying hi. Hello.
Hello.
I wonder what they're going to be playing.
Imagine if Resolute just actually chooses this as the starting position and just immediately gets Goomba stomped.
We did see the D.Va doing that kind of wacky flank, because it looks like Team Flopper are actually going to be playing much further back than most of the teams that we've seen. The Reinhardt kind of split off, leaves a really scary opportunity where if Pinecone gets spotted, okay, no, is going to be crossing back across that choke, but playing around Statue here, you're giving up one of the chokes that goats would usually be so fond of. You're not forcing Luminosity Supernova to take any kind of wacky angle. They just have to play this routine, and that will give them the advantage unless you can try and catch them out on this rotation.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're able to. Bubble does come out for Lina Marie onto Luya, but it does look like Team Floppa is going to be immediately pushing them, looking for a punishment. Fire Strike as well, another bubble. A Pinecone gets blown up all of a sudden by Inferno and the rest of LXS, and that's going to be Team Floppa completely falling back to make sure that they don't lose any more people, but LXS is not having any of it. They are looking for revenge for map 1.
I mean, yeah, why not, right? You've got people on the point already. If you can push through Archway and deny that advantage that Team Flopper might have in their defensive position, Pinecone just decides to hold W there, apparently away from the rest of the team, not on the same page as their Reinhardt player, and now it's just cleanup as Rizzoli falls too. First point is capped. 5.5 minutes on the time bank. This is a disastrous defense for Team Flopper. Luminosity Supernova showing maybe why they were the highest standing coming into this match. They've already built up all of their ultimates. Team Flopper have their own to match, but neither team decided to pull the trigger on any of them there, and it's Luminosity Supernova who come out firmly on top.
I can't wait for this next fight of Ult Watch. This is going to be so amazing. What am I even going to cast? Ultimate after ultimate. Let's go. It does look like Team Floppa is going to be trying to push through streets here for a little bit. Nothing yet, but they are going to... I'm not sure what ultimate they'll be looking for first, but here we go. Shatter, a grab, beat, bomb, another shatter, another grab, another bomb.
That Mr. Grab gets eaten by Tinspire, and Tinspire is able to find Pinecone with the bomb because of it. Transcendence comes out from Twists, but it's too late. Your Reinhardt's already dead, and your Brigitte soon to follow, who has Rally. You invested 5 ultimates into that fight, but you got cleaned up very swiftly indeed. No rallies pulled from either teams, but it's Luminosity Supernova who's coming out on top in terms of ult charge because they've already built up most of the way to the next shatter. Sure, Dammaster has a grab, but if it's going to get eaten again, Tinspire has been on top of that thus far. Then you're not going to find any value. Are we going to see third point capped with more than 5 minutes on the time bank? I was saying that I wanted to see it, but this is more than seeing it. Rally pulled by Relix to make sure that armor health gets in early, and Inferno there to match.
Also, another big slam by Pinecone while we're... Actually, no, not Pinecone, Aluya, my bad. Comes out, but it's not going to be able to get enough. But the after effects of it allow for Pinecone to be taken down by the rest of LXS. And the grab does come out from both sides. Helix is taken out in the process, and Dammaster is looking to be just completely Goomba stomped by the rest of the team here. As seeing is believing it, 501 into point 3. There you go.
And Pinecone's getting caught out here, staggered on the tail end of it. Luminosity Supernova, no, don't walk backwards, don't hold it. Yeah, just hold as close as you can. You got Alleluia looking for a cheeky shatter maybe here. Tinspire has the bomb as well, so you can combo the two together. Maybe shut Team Flopper out from getting any touch until the very end of third point here.
They don't know. It's gonna get 4, but it's not gonna be enough as both Beat and Trans come out, overlapping ults as both sides are using both Beat and Trank as bomb does come out by Rizzoli, but it's not gonna stop LXS from the push going as Rally does come out as well. Luya keeps stiffening Pinecone in the fight, and Dammaster is going to be falling as well with Relix and Twists.
There's
This
only
is not
meters
looking good
left.
for Team
There's no
Floppa.
time at all, and Inverno has popped Rally that fight, meaning there's all the armor health built there. You've got less than a meter. They're not even going to get to touch. Relix dying at 95% to Rally was Team Floppa's downfall there. We did see from Luminosity Supernova, they did combo that Shatter and that Diva Bomb, and sure you can overlay Beat, sure you can overlay Transcendence, but a Diva Bomb doesn't care. Like, it will tear through all that overhealth. It doesn't care if you're going to heal really quickly because you're not immortal in Transcendence. Finding that kill with a Diva Bomb put Luminosity Supernova in such a strong position, and not only that, being able to build up to Rally, get it in effect. Even if Team Floppa had died quickly and come back quickly, they would have had to play into a Rally without one of their own and lost all of the advantage that they could possibly have asked for. 404 on the time bank at the end of third point. That is a ridiculously fast King's Row to get through. I genuinely don't believe I've seen a team cap out third point with that much time before.
As you say that as well, it looks like Team Floppa is going to be going for Winston Ana unless they're trolling me again. But given that Pinecone's the one on Zarya, they might not be trolling.
If it's
We're
not,
gonna-
maybe it's just to give it a go and see, right? Like, if
Right.
you get blown through that fast, you're one up still in the series. You can kind of accept, like, okay, well, if we take a lost fight and then it costs us this map, fine, we go to a map 3. It's not the end of the world. We'll just try it one time to see if it works. But honestly,
No,
all
they're just
I'm
putting
expecting
Dabmaster
to see-
straight on a.
Okay, and then we're back up. I was gonna say, all I would expect to see is that Winston immediately gets blown up, and then they have to comp swap anyway.
I mean, you got to play Winston though, so like, that's fun. And would you look at that, the same rotation of rotating right-sided statue for Team Floppa? Nothing much happening as Dabmaster does find an early pick onto Alugia, which will probably open it up for Team Floppa as Dabmaster goes in like it's nobody's business. Panda dies in the process as Luna Marie is taken up by a whip shot. And that will be a solid immediate first point cap beginning for Team Floppa as Alugia is coming back. It doesn't look like they want to take this fight just yet.
No, I mean, they've now got the option that they can just hold Archway if they want. They're keeping Team Floppa in check from being able to aggress early into Streets phase in the way that Luminosity Supernova were able to on their attack. They're actually going to go for the retouch after all, but Tinspire immediately demechs. They're probably not going to be able to clean up this fight after all and lose all of that advantage they had. Just a little bit too much of an over-aggression here. Grab coming out from Pinecone and the sound barriers to match. Rally from Inverno and Relix. Ultimates are flying left, right, and center, but still it's Luminosity Supernova who are down a player. Team Floppa, if they just clean this up with the advantage of their own spawns, if anyone dies, they're still going to be able to clean it. But no, it's Starlight, Alleluia, and Inverno who fall. It's just going to be the Diva alone on the objective. 5 minutes going into Streets phase. And again, the Archway positional advantage is no longer there for Luminosity Supernova. They were too eager to try and maintain that defensive position around first, and they didn't have the backup to make it work. Sure, they've got the ultimates, but they used Rally and Beat just to try and keep it going, and Team Floppa, they don't have to win the next fight. They just have to build up an ultimate bank for the fight afterwards.
Oh, this is actually really risky by Dabmaster because they... LXS should be expecting this. They kind of were, as Dabmaster nearly dies, but is going to be back to full HP with a very beautiful Trank. Inspire is able to take out Relix, and that's going to be the opening LXS needs that they start pushing Dabmaster, and is going to be taken out by Luya. And it looks like that's going to be LXS's win condition here, as they are able to take past arches, and we're probably going to look for a spawn hold here, as Pinecone is about to get blown up. There we go.
Not only that, but it's the ult investments as well. Again, Twisted using the Transcendence. Team Floppa are taking a losing fight and throwing ults into it, which gives Luminosity Supernova the ability to build up their own ult bank and set up this spawn hold that we've seen be so vicious previously today. Team Floppa, how are they going to break out of this?
That is a good question. They don't really have any ults, so they're probably just going to look to build them up, as Alexis has just completely given up on the spawn hold, I guess, as they just get out-rotated by Team Floppa. Rally does come out by Relix, and Luya. Did the shadow get blocked as Pinecone's grab gets eaten as well? Both rallies are out as Dabmaster's going to be taken out by Rumori, and the shatter is absolutely massive as grab as well comes out, and that's more than likely going to be the win for LXS for this fight.
Whether it's Dabmaster or Pinecone, Tinspire is eating every grab that comes out this series. It feels like this D.Va is doing insane amount of work to just make sure that the enemy Zarya cannot get any value off that ultimate whatsoever. And for Team Flopper, that spells their only win condition going by the wayside. They had Beat, they had Shatter, sure, but they didn't find value off the back of it. They're going to have a Transcendence, but you can't break this hold with Trance. You need something to get away through all the ultimates that Luminosity Supernova are going to build up to. How are you going to deal with both Shatter and Bomb with only one defensive hold?
Very good question that you're asking here, but that's not for us to worry about right now, as a bomb does come out by Tinspire, and Trank is going to be used by Twist to keep everybody alive. Rally comes out by Relix, looking to initiate the fight. Aluya finds another shatter. These can't keep happening. Starlight is also going to be taking out Relix with a singular poop that does 30 damage as Pinecone takes out Starlight as revenge, and Aluya is going to get blown up, and that's might be the win for Team Floppa, as Twist is going to be taken out, and Nuke comes out for Tinspire to get the remake as Razoli does the same thing. But
it's Tinspire who dies. Pinecone getting revenge on the tail end of that does mean that Team Floppa are going to be able to get this cart rolling. Luminosity Supernova, they hold their Trance and their Sound Barrier, but that was a pretty heavy investment from both teams. Haze can now counter Beat if we want, or counter the Transcendence. Pinecone can use the grab to force out one of them. We saw it, they couldn't deal with both the Shatter and the Bomb, but in the end it was the over-aggression from Alleluia that was the downfall of Luminosity Supernova in that fight, and now, okay, no overlapping of ultimates, just the Sound Barrier to deny the grab, and Pinecone kind of caught out of position.
Yeah, which the Trank from Twist is able to save Pinecone just in the nick of time, but Luminary sees the opportunity, goes for it to go for the grab. Shatter comes out from Aluya again and again. The Starlight is able to find Master, and LXS is going to be able to completely win this fight.
Clean up here onto the Zarya, who's not going to be able to get out with that charge. You almost prefer to see people prevent the stagger here and die on the payload, so that maybe you're not giving up as much of a positional advantage to allow Luminosity Supernova to walk towards this archway hold. They're actually playing this incredibly passively with their Zarya all the way up. Yeah, it's going to have to be Lunamarie backing up to make sure that they don't get caught out here. Tinspire just ready and waiting, making sure that anyone who does need that defense matrix can get cloaked by it at a moment's notice. Dabmaster already quite low, but Team Flopper, they're struggling to find any kind of win condition. 45 seconds and the raid boss is incoming as Relix pops the rally. This is their entrance.
Yeah, as you say that, the Tinspire looks for a bomb and is able to find almost the entire front line of Team Floppa, looking to take out Razoli as well. The rally from Relix is able to keep him alive just for long enough. 30 seconds left on the clock as Team Floppa has to think of something with the 3 ults that they have.
They've got grab, they've got Transcendence, and they've got Bomb. They can grab Bomb and use the Transcendence to make sure no one dies in the process of it. Luminosity Supernova, they have Rally. If they're going to use it, they're going to need to use it now to allow that armor health to build up, but nothing else to work with yet unless Illegal Panda can get that Transcendence in time.
As you say that, Pinecone is going to be eating the Pinecone's grab is going to get eaten as Tinspire is doing something as Dabmaster is not able to block the Shatter by Aluya, and as Dabmaster gets his Shatter of his own though.
Just a little bit too much, I'm afraid. Everything
C9?
going on at the same time. I mean, it's barely even a C9. Your team is split by the sheer aggression as Luminosity Supernova burns their way through the center. Funny letter number, says Razoli with this frowny face. I mean, maybe we can call it a little bit of a C9, but honestly, that was a lost fight no matter what. There was nothing they were going to be able to do to try and turn that around at that point. I think, genuinely, Tinspire has been doing some of God's work, eating as many grabs as they have. We even saw on the other side, Rizzoli looking to eat the grab from Luminosity Supernova, and missing it regardless. It got off. It can be so difficult to make sure that you're eating these grabs when the Zaryas know how to place them against a wall to not allow a D.Va to do that. It is impressive to be so consistently doing it. It's not even like we can look at Team Flopper and say, oh well, it's the Zarya player, because now we've seen 2 different Zarya players doing it, and Tinspire is still pulling this off consistently.
Tinspire is just on a... Tinspire's on a hustle. Tinspire is here to eat grabs and kill the backline. And has been consistently doing both. So
it's the bomb efficiency as well. Like, we've talked about the eating grab, but as you said, it's the kill in the backline, the sheer efficiency with which you're using Diva Bomb as an offensive tool, sometimes without any combination at all, but most of the time comboed with a grab or a shatter or even just some kind of distraction. Being able to be mindful enough and aware enough of what's going on to place those consistently, because they're not all just thrown at the grab, they're not always just thrown at the shatter, they're thrown at the targets who are fleeing from them. So as they get away and as they try and play it safe, they're caught out on their rotation and they die to it anyway. It's really smart Diva play that, I'll be honest, when you're looking at goats, you're usually looking at the Rhine Shatters, you're usually looking at the Zarya grabs, you're usually looking at the trances and the beats. Seeing like consistent, really good rally and bomb usage, those are usually the formulaic ultimates, right? They're the ones that like, okay, well when we do this, you use this and maybe we get value from it if the enemy mess up. Seeing the Diva be the one who's the influential player, so consistently eating grabs, so consistently getting the bomb kills, that's a little bit more unusual and, like I said, just very impressive to be able to do consistently.
Right, like the ability to use it as such a strong offensive tool, like in not only just as Diva, but also as in Ghost. I'm sorry, is that a Horizon Lunar Colony?
Look at it. Oh, I've missed you so. I mean, not really, because you kind of sucked. But I've missed you so. Horizon Lunar Colony.
What is going on?
I mean, going over to Assault, this is... Yeah, I mean... If you were going to try and play a wackier composition, this is where you'd go. Team Flopper, we've seen them tease the Ana before, and yeah, they're going to be rolling out on it. Horizon Lunar Colony, HLC, was a map that was despised because it kind of sucked to play on, but if you can set up your Ana on the high ground, and Luminosity Supernova can't push into it, this might be the turning point for Team Flopper. Maybe they're going to show why it sucked as much as it did, because how are you going to uproot this team now? Sure, you don't have the neutral damage coming in from Team Flopper, but you've got so many good nade spots that you can utilize as Luminosity Supernova try and rotate onto you. It's just going to be a field day for this Ana player, and maybe this is what Team Flopper need to feel comfortable again after looking, honestly, just kind of rolled over on King's Row.
I think you're understanding how bad King's Row of the map was to play, as somebody who kept getting backfilled into those games. Like, good lord. We are going to see LXS look to rotate onto this high ground on the right side. Floppa. Early ally bubble for both sides as well, as the stairs have just become an absolute war zone out of nowhere. LXS being completely forced off the point here. No, the stairs here as they walk. Actually, they're looking to walk back here. Massive nade as well as Dabmaster gets the Inferno.
This is the nade spot that is going to be hellish for LXS. As soon as you try and walk forwards, if you've used your Matrix, if you've used your bubbles, one nade is all that is needed to seal the fight, and it's incredible discipline and twists. I don't think they actually used nade at all in that pre-fight setup, and Luna Marie, how low as well. You've already built up to Nano, that can be your win condition. Just Nano the Reinhardt, he sits in the corridor, okay, everything explodes. LXS, they are going to have to try incredibly hard to counteract this. Starlight speed is the only thing that can make it work.
And another massive grab as nade comes out as well. Nano as well by a twist, as Razzoli is going to be completely taken out with Hayes alongside, as well as Twist is going to get bullied out of existence, and that is going to be the fight win for LXS out of nowhere, as Team Flop invested so much so little.
I mean, like, honestly, Team Flopper kind of beefed it there, dropping down to contest the rotation. You don't need to do that. You've still got the high ground advantage to set your Ana up. Even if Luminosity Supernova push onto the objective, you can still just play for your nade win condition. Because they dropped down, they left that Ana alone. That leaves Tinspire all the time in the world to go on top of that Ana, bully her off the high ground. She no longer has the advantage she's looking for. Hayes has Sound Barrier but doesn't use it. The Lucio dies, so no longer you have the option. And now, LXS, they've got this high ground as they can go into the point. You don't have the ability to set up the Ana. You have to swap off with Helix. And even though ultimates are coming out, no one's finding the advantage at all until the Earth Shatter is in.
As you say that, though, Dabmaster is going to be taking out 2 while Twist finds another 2, and it's just going to be a strong cleanup by Team Floppa, as they're going to be looking to keep this little high ground platform thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but they don't really have any ultimates compared to LXS going to this next fight. As LXS has going to have, I believe, Bomb, not entirely sure, as along with a Shatter and a Beat, while Team Floppa's only going to have a Trank. Twist is gonna have to play this really smartly if Twist is gonna want to win this next fight here.
and without the honor as well to take advantage of that high ground positioning now. They're going to be that much more careful. LXS rotating around the hydroponic slab to try and get onto the objective from this side angle, but you've got to push through a choke no matter what. Earthshatter goes in, but both Reinhardts immediately exploding. Sound barrier for Transcendence as Twist and Starlight decide to pull the trigger. Nothing's dying yet, but it is going to be Haze that falls first. Again, your Lucio dying before you've built up to sound barrier means that Team Flopper may be looking at the end of HLC here. Notoriously difficult to cap out the second point of Assault as it is. Twist is the one who falls. Team Flopper, they're looking more and more as though they're not going to be able to hold on to this, but the Desperation grab catches onto Inverno, who has the rally up if you're able to kill the Brigitte, which unfortunately you're not yet. Pinecone throws in the Earthshatter to try and counteract it. It hits onto 4, but the rally overhealth is still going up. You've just not got any advantage that you're able to take at yet. Dabmaster and Pinecone both going down. You've no longer got a front line that you can play around, and it is just going to be a prolonged cleanup. But hey, this is what Assault was known for. Maybe there's going to be another touch. Maybe there's going to be another contest. As we can see, yeah, one from Team Flopper still on the point. Twist going over to the Moira to try and stall it out. Luma Marie has the grab if they want to use it, and here it comes now to deny any further contest. A messy fight here as LXS just allowed to get their rotation through, use their ultimates how they want. Team Flopper failing to recognize that they can kind of play further towards the back of point, force Luminosity Supernova to go towards them. They play the choke, but they get caught out by the sheer number of ultimates, and I really do have to highlight the Lucio going down so consistently, either Haze getting caught out of position or not receiving the peel they need to be able to sustain through. It is not usually the Lucio player who you would expect to see go down first consistently in these fights in a GOATS composition, but on the side of Luminosity Supernova, incredible mindfulness again from them to be so aware of picking off that Lucio early, denying the value from a sound barrier that would be able to come later in the fight. No heal amp, no speed amp, no repositioning tool means that they're able to just go full aggression, push on as much as they want, and never dial it back.
I think I just saw Tinspire for like a fraction of a second beyond Soldier 76. That was really weird. We did also see how Twists had to constantly adapt, had to constantly swap given the circumstances from Ana to Zen to Moira. So it was like only able to get one ultimate off, which is really unfortunate Team Flop, because as GOATs, you really do rely a lot on your ults, even if it's like one of those fights where like it's Washington Justice versus London Spitfire, where there's 16 ultimates go off before one person dies. But it's still something that you have to heavily rely on because you get them so fast, and if you don't use them, you're not going to be able to kill anything.
Yeah, but it's again the same trade-off of like using them badly is worse than using them a lot of the time, because you can usually count on the enemy using their own and then just counter them afterwards, right? And now it's the same position. Luminosity Supernova, I mean, this corridor is famous. We could see them try and go outside. The underneath is an interesting strategy. It gives all the room for LXS to drop on top of Team Flopper, but Twist's already very low, is the one to get caught out. Illegal Panda finding the Zen trade. You do get Luna Marie and Inverno on the flip side. You're down your Brigitte, which is a really bad position for Luminosity Supernova to find themselves in. They have to find the remaining kills at the tail end of this. Otherwise, Relix and the remaining members of Team Flopper are just going to be able to sustain through it, and sustain through it they are able to as Dabmaster cleaning up. Alleluia, the only one alive on point, that Reinhardt the last to fall, but Tinspire just finds Relix somehow. Rizzoli surely is able to kill the Diva, but now you're down your Brigitte. This is going to allow Luminosity Supernova no opening at all to be able to recontest. That's, I mean, maybe they would have, maybe they had a moment. Relix going down, it gave them an opportunity, but no. Luna Marie holding back towards second. They recognize, okay, we don't have time. 6 minutes on the time bank. It does look like we are going to be going into a round 3-4 situation here as Team Flopper already posturing up to push forwards.
As you say that, both shatters come out. Both are incredibly massive, but it's going to be the Team Floppa is in favor as Pinecone is able to find 2 in the backline, but and not the Illegal Panda, but because of the Trank. But it's not going to be enough because there's no sustain for at Supernova. As 2 more are found, and Tinspire has to start cooking up in the kitchen to figure out how to stall this correctly. 2 ticks already as Tinspire looks for it.
Last possible moment, 99.1% as the Diva comes back in, immediately discords and explodes though and dies off the objective, not able to stall it any longer. Obviously, when you're in these assault situations where it's not overtime, there's no delay. As soon as you're not on the objective, it will continue ticking up, and with only 0.9% to go, it wasn't even a C9 because the Diva was demeched, thrown out of the mech off the point. No one else was able to get there in time. 4 minutes 2 seconds to 2 minutes.
This is
The game has to balance it out because the time bank was too big there. Luminosity Supernova will be starting on their attack, but honestly, not impossible for us to be going into rounds not 3 and 4, but also 5 and 6, and we're getting a reminder of not only why HLC sucked, but why Assault is no longer in the map pool overall.
This is a certified 2 CP moment.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a greater example of why this game mode was removed. In replaced for push. Hope all you want about it. This is why. Hey, you want to play one round for half an hour? No, thank you. Man, yeah. Honestly, just completely wild round. You might as well you go to a round 3 and 4 to round off the night. You know? Why not?
I mean, after a day of 2 Overwatch, yeah, I wouldn't complain, to be honest. Maybe I'm not overly fond of the map, but yeah, going to round 3 and 4 on Assault after we've seen so little of the previous games, it does feel like Flopper and Luminosity Supernova are providing that even balance that we were hoping for when we saw these two coming up against each other. Again, this lower rotation down, it does give Team Flopper the opportunity to drop, but when they drop, their team is split, so can Luminosity Supernova take advantage of this as Twist's already so low on the Ana? It's Pinecone who falls first.
It is Pinecone that falls first as Twist is not able to keep him up as Dabmaster falls now next. Big anti though, but it's not going to be enough as Twist dies in the process. And that's going to be a solid sweep for Luminosity going into this first point. Looking to continue this momentum going to second, but they don't gain more time after this, right? It's do or like.
Well, I believe because it's not overtime.
No, they gain an extra 30 seconds.
Maybe
right?
We'll see. Yeah, an extra 30 seconds, there we go. It's been so long since Assault's been played that we don't even know how the map works anymore. But hey, what can you expect?
The world is healing. The world is healing.
Team Flopper, no ultimates yet to defend this with, and Luminosity Supernova close to a full ult bank. They could just kind of play this a little slow and then be incredibly explosive, turbo int as soon as they have one ultimate, snowball off the back of it. Honestly, I'd like to see them do it just to break out here. 1 minute left to cap second.
Both sides do have Earthshatter going in. Pinecone gets completely blocked as their counter as LXS looks for a different rotation. Only looking for grab. It gets absolutely no one, but the shatter hits big as Twist is going to be killed by Illegal Panda. The remake is going to come out by Tinspire is a beaten Tranquillity. Oh, so many ults. All of a sudden his rallies are also coming out of nowhere.
Felix 99% to rally, 20 health, but the Brigitte is not killed by Luminosity Supernova. Pinecone does immediately explode again. Consistently, we're seeing this Reinhardt just fall over, and now you've got no protection for Dabmaster, who's going to fall on the Zarya next. You're slowly weeding your way through Team Flopper now. These are just two offense-sided teams. Neither of these guys seems to like defense all that much. Playing Tinspire around the high ground to cover for this D.Va who's going to try and touch. Rizzoli comes back in, but isn't able to deny for long. 15 seconds and 80%. The Grom and the Grav are available now for Luminosity Supernova, and it looks like they're going to use to try and seal it out. The Grav denying any kind of further touch as though the bomb was needed. 12 seconds left. The 3-4 dream is alive. The 5-6 dream is alive. We are maybe going to a round 5.
Either we're about to see the greatest hold by LXS in Trank history, or we're going to a round 5.
4 minutes on HLC. I would be very surprised if they were able to make that work, especially considering the fact that they ended up in a position where their defense gave Team Flopper 4 minutes in the first place. There would have to be a complete flip on their original posturing, and again, there's still an extra 30 seconds if Team Flopper managed to cap out first, so basically just think of that as almost 5 minutes to make this push work. Team Flopper have a significant amount of time, and they can play both objectives with the mindset of just build up to 6, wait for Luminosity Supernova to use any of their ultimates, take advantage of it afterwards. You don't have to win 2 concurrent fights, you just have to win 1 fight that Luminosity Supernova don't have the advantage in, force out ultimates, and then win the fight afterwards.
Right. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. It really could just be another we go 5-6, but if we do, that's going to be definitely in Team Flopper's favor as I'm not going to make any major predictions, knock on wood for everything I say, I guess, because I have been wrong many times tonight, but the time zone is really in favor of Team Floppa as they do look to just go up these stairs again.
You don't have to be mindful of the honor on the enemy team, so they can't just take this fast. It's immediately an explosive push. Twit's getting bullied a little bit by Tinspire on the D.Va, but the D.Va going a little bit too aggressive, immediately demech. That's not usually what you want to see from our player, who we've been celebrating so much. Doing a little bit of the baby blaster on the off angle, trying to make that work. Already has the remech up, but it's Team Floppa rotating towards the objective, and they're able to find so much damage onto Starlight. Nonetheless, Luminosity Supernova able to find people out who were maybe a little bit too distracted on that Lucio. Both the Rhine and the Zen, now your Brig as well, but Team Floppa, they didn't have to invest ultimates to make this happen. Luminosity Supernova have built up an ult bank of their own, but it's still 3 minutes. Almost wishing you hadn't killed the D.Va there so that she wouldn't be able to get back in spawn. Now she's going to have her mech back, going to be able to come in fine. It's not going to save you much time, but you need every second you can. 3 minutes on the clock. You've got your ultimates. How are you going to use them to make this hold successful?
Really good question as we go into this next fight. Team Floppa might be looking for a different rotation. Through, I don't even know at this point. There's a couple. They're going to be going straight to point with Relics, immediately using Rally. Guys, did we just see both showers get come out and one get canceled?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. We're loving the see. You love the ult cycling here as well as everything's coming out. Everything's getting thrown into the kitchen sink as Luhia gets killed here. As that's probably going to be the opening that Team Floppa needs. But Razeli is going to get demected. It's not going to be enough. Yo, as Hayes is able to find two on the Lucio. Put that in your Reddit clips, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it was a fantastic opening for Luminosity Supernova, being able to stun Pinecone out of Shattering and Alleluia, hitting onto the Reinhardt and 3 others, but unfortunately, Illegal Panda, a little bit too conservative with the Transcendence, allows Alleluia to fall towards the tail end, and that will be Team Floppa capping out first point. 2 minutes now to go on to second. It was an impressive hold, considering you've seen Luminosity Supernova struggle thus far, but an immediate grab. Team Floppa don't want to give them any more time than is needed. Grab, Shatter, Inferno, and Starlight already dead. You have no support sustain anymore, only your Zenyatta, who is immediately going to get found out as well. Luna Marie throwing in the Graviton Surge just to try and stall this out a little further, but now you're not going to have it for your recontest. Rally as well being used by Relix. We like to see it because it will allow for the armor health to build up. Is anyone even going to touch Tinspire? Just able to get there in time, but no one else.
Tinspire is going to get to make the Alleluia is going to be also killed. It's going to be up to Inverno to stall it out for as long as possible. Is probably going to be killed, but nope, just break things, you know. But the Dabmaster is able to find the grab onto Lucio and Zarya, and it's going to be enough. 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
I mean, it's rounded up from the matching of 1 minute there for Luminosity Supernova, but that is a very convincing attack, and Team Floppa do look consistently to be the team that is just performing better on Horizon Lunar Colony. Maybe Luminosity Supernova is starting to get a little better on their defenses, but we're seeing ultimates used that just don't need to be used, fights going by the wayside that they can try and take advantage of Team Floppa maybe over-investing. I think there were 3 ults from Team Floppa just to break into second there. Luminosity Supernova could have come back up after giving up a couple of ticks, used their own grav, taken advantage of, you know, not having it. Inverno would have had Rally that they could build up that armor over health with. Instead, you end up in a position where Inverno is using Rally just to try and live. There's only white health on that Brigitte, so you're not getting any armor value whatsoever. The grav is already gone. You can't take advantage of it now. Luminosity Supernova, they just need to be a little bit more on the same page, I think, if they don't want to see this series run away from them. And as a reminder, this could very well be the do or die moment for either of these teams. Luminosity Supernova currently qualifying, but if they lose to Team Floppa, they'll be the ones that don't make it into the next weekend. We are seeing both teams go the distance. Whichever one loses is going to be the one that doesn't make it.
Right, like this round 5 and 6 are going to be everything, all the marbles in one basket for both teams, as this is going to be the deciding factor going into the playoffs for the tournament. It does look like LXS is going to be immediately off the rip going to be going for this underside rotation instead of going for the stairs. Team Floppa not even going to risk playing the Ana as they go straight for the Zen. LXS looks to rotate straight to point. Twist trying to find some volleys. They drop down. The D.Va trying to get somebody is not going to be able to find it and is going to be forced out as the point is still kept solidly in the control of Team Flop as we are rounding down to 20 seconds, likely to be going into overtime here.
Alex has to try and find even one tick that they can leverage, but Alleluia gets a little bit too aggressive. Both Ryans traded out, is going to put teams on even footing, but it's Luminosity Supernova who are coming up to their big ultimates a little quicker. Transcendence already available for a Deagle Panzer, but Rizzoli has the bomb to try and counter it out. Hayes throws the sound barrier in as well to make sure that Diva is able to get the remake. Relix building now up to Rally, and Inferno already down means you no longer have your Brigitte alive for Luminosity Supernova. They've yet to find a tick, and from the looks of things, they're not going to get one. Rizzoli showing the Diva prowess. Luna Marie's grab eaten this time. Tinspire manages to demech Rizzoli in the process, but Pinecone finding two on the tail end. There's no more ultimates for Luminosity Supernova to take advantage of, and as Starlight is the last one to fall, this will be Team Flopper holding fully for the first time on this map. A team is not giving up a tick on first point.
A draw is still possible. I don't like that possibility.
Going to a map 4? I mean, honestly,
Map 3.
considering
Map 4.
Considering how close these teams have been, if there was ever going to be a draw that takes us to a map 4, this is the time when I'd like to see it. When you're nail biting to make sure that you can qualify for next weekend. If you can just hold for 2 minutes here, and we did note, Luminosity Supernova were improving on their defense. They've already run down a similar time bank in the previous round. Maybe they can make this work. Maybe I am huffing copium out of my mind right now, because honestly, I've not seen a draw in so long. Having a draw in GOATs against two incredibly even teams, it would be a shame for this to be the end, to be honest. It is rare to see teams this closely matched, and having a GOATs competitive match this good, it is honestly a treat. I don't know if we're going to get to see another one of these if this ends early. 20 seconds now, 2 minutes 11. This is the do or die moment. You've barely even got a map left in you to decide the whole fate of this series.
Is this what watching Vancouver Titans versus San Francisco Shock was like? Also, thank you, Prod, for the shot of the Earth. Really appreciate it. Love y'all. Unironically. Yeah, I have no idea what would even happen if we did go to a map 4. Praying we don't. I do want to go to bed. But it does look like we are going to be going through this underside area for Team Flop as they immediately try and go for point, but LXS is not going to be having any of it, immediately dropping to point. But the team with Brazzoli is going to be looking for the Zen and is not able to find it. But Luya already won. Maybe get blown up. That's going to be it for Team Flop. Dab Master is also going to be taken out by Brazzoli as well. LXS is able to just barely turn her around without their Ryan to stabilize the front line here. Team Flop needs to regroup fast here going into this next fight. As they
stagger on the brig potential there. You could make sure that Relix just wasn't able to do anything. Already has rally up, so you wouldn't be feeding ult charge. I really like the response from Luna Marie there to recognize, oh, my Ryan is in danger, I have to go in. Too many Zarias have been playing a little bit too passively and not taking that damage. You trade back onto Dab Master. It's not perfect, you'd like main tank for main tank, but if you're able to take advantage of it and capitulate, then happy days, whatever. Both teams coming into this fight with ultimates available, and the raid boss already pulled by Relix.
Yeah, as the raid boss comes out, LXS has to find something. They use B. Are they going to look for the grab here? They look for the grab. It's getting eaten by Razzoli. That's massive for Team Floppa as they're going to keep pushing, looking for somebody, looking for anybody. Tinspire is nearly going to get Team Mech, but it's not going to be enough. As Razzoli looks for the bomb onto the backline, it's going to find nobody as Aluhia dies again. Trank coming out by Legal Panda, and the point is going to be staying somewhat in favor of Team Floppa, but it's not really. It's anybody's game as Inferno looks to be 6 feet under. Bomb comes out by Tinspire, killing Relix in the process. That's all of Team Floppa sustained. As Luna Marie might die here.
Wisp also going down as well. I mean, Luna Marie dies, but now you're down the supports for Team Flopper. This is winnable for Luminosity Supernova. With only 5 seconds left, you're going into overtime. Alleluia comes back in with the Earth Shatter. It has to be big. You have to get something. Diva immediately demech. The Reinhardt is so low on health. The remaining members of Team Flopper aren't going to be able to get back in time to keep Pinecone up. it's just a Lucio, a Ryan, a baby Diva. The Diva's able to get the remake. Alleluia. Letting the Diva back in is tragic as Starlight is immediately punished for this, taken out. Beat coming out from Hayes as well. Inverno down again. Without your Brigitte, this suddenly winnable fight becomes unwinnable. Surely Team Flopper are going to be able to clean this up now, but Pinecone on a Winston and Twist on a Moira provides a significant compositional difference that Luminosity Supernova might be able to take advantage of. As Alleluia and Luna Marie go down though, Dabmaster dies to Tinspire's bomb. The overtime clock ticks down just a little too quick. Team Flopper, they are able to find it. In a fight that realistically should not have gone their way at the end, their Team Flopper able to turn it around. Luminosity Supernova crumbling at the last second. The two closest teams we have seen all weekend, and they made it one hell of a showing.
That... Oh my goodness, I legit thought that was about to be a map 4. I kid you.
I did too. It should have been.
It should have been, but for the sake of my sanity, it was not. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, really good showing by LXS. Even though that they did lose, and this is going to be, this is it for them, right? They're like,
I believe so. Looking at the standings right now, having the loss over Team Flopper means in the head-to-head they do lose out, and their 4th place that they currently hold in the standing drops down to a 5th. Team Flopper promoted. I do believe this was the last match of the day. I don't imagine anyone else was going on longer than this, so yeah. Luminosity Supernova, I don't think we will be seeing next weekend.
That is, honestly, they put up a very good showing, though. I think they should go home happy knowing that they should put on such a strong showing, bringing us to a map 3, like round 5, 6.
I mean, if nothing else, it has been the most entertaining match to have this week.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I think that's everything we have here for tonight. So I've been your play-by-play for tonight, Aqua. This has been my absolutely wonderful analyst and other play-by-play.
Yeah, we've both been analyzing and play-by-playing. It's really...
it's been interchangeable a little bit, but that'll be it for us tonight, and we will see you next week.
Good night.
Good night. My throat hurts.
Body shop. How you like body shop? Body shop.
They can't chat to them.